Welcome on in, everybody, to the VESL Regional Qualifiers for some Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. My name is Pyra. I'm joined here with Miles, and we're so excited to get the North Carolina esports high school action going. Miles, just in the past 2 days, we have had 200 plus students working through the group stages. We've seen some eliminations, and now it's time to see who's going to qualify for those lands in the 3 regions of North Carolina. How pumped are we to get the Smash action going?
I am so pumped, Pyro. It's my first time here in VESL, and already I'm seeing things are heating up. It sounds like we're getting double the eliminations you saw last time, though, because we're going to have so many games going on today all at once. All these teams are competing. They're fighting all for their chance at this LAN, and this is their chance to prove exactly why they deserve to be there.
Exactly. You get on that platform, and there it is time to prove. And guys, Miles was right. We have double the action today. So brace in, strap in, get ready, because we're going to be doing 2 matches at once. We're going to see game 1 from match 1. Then game 1 from match 2. We're going to be bouncing between all types of fighters. And Miles, it's going to be up to us to keep up with all the action. I swear, if we get fighter changes between matches, I don't know what I'm going to do.
We're flying with it, because at the end of the day, as hectic as this is for us, it's just as hectic for all these players as they're trying to make it there. Because when you have this many matches all in a row, you don't have time to prepare individually for each and every player you might face along your bracket path. You've got to have your knowledge cover all. You've got to be prepared for any scenario, and that's what's going to be tested here today.
It's going to be tested, battle tested. I can't wait to see it. I hope these fighters are ready to do it. Folks, $3,000 is on the prize pool for this Smash Ultimate tournament as well. So you got to understand, that's why we had 200 plus students, just under 240 students sign up for this tournament. You might as well give it a go, right? But the matches as we go today are just going to get more and more heated. For example, Miles, the first match we have today, the winner of the 2 players between Butler High School and South Mech High School are going to be playing against the 1 seed Dize tonight on this stream 2 hours later. So it's kind of like we're building that narrative already. We're getting a taste for what's to come.
Yeah, these players, a lot of people, if you're tuning in for the first time, this is where these players are going to show exactly why they've earned these seeds. I mean, it's no easy feat to be one of the best in your state. And there's a reason regionals in Smash are well known as like the testing ground of where you prove you're a national threat or not. It's one thing to be the best in your school. It's another thing to be the best in your region. But to be the best in 3 regions, that's one heck of a title. And that is what these players have the opportunity to earn.
Such a big opportunity right now. And we're actually, speaking of regions in North Carolina, we're taking a look at 3 different regions. We got Charlotte, Greensboro, and Wilmington. The first match that we're going to see are players from Charlotte, and there's actually more participants from there, because while there will be 32 players that qualify for the LAN in Charlotte, only 16 for Greensboro and Wilmington, there's more players. So that means we could see even a higher level of talent with this larger pool of players in Charlotte. You can tell already, Miles, how difficult it can be to not even get to the top, but to get to the top 32.
And classically in Smash Brothers, there's been a debate about whether it's harder to be a top player as a high school student or with a full-time job. And I'll be honest, the high schoolers, they fight pretty hard about the fact that, no, it's way harder to be a high school student. And yet they come out of the woodwork. The top 2 best players in the world right now are both in high school. It is a young person's game right now in Smash Ultimate. And, nice. I expect to see some high caliber action.
I'm so happy to hear that. Like, this is where the prodigies are formed. This is where the story starts. Like, you don't know what student has been grinding away in the parents' basement on Smash Ultimate, getting those top fighters, you know, bouncing from one fighter to another, and then finally locating that one fighter that just makes sense. I mean, you have people out there that are like, no, that Rob couldn't be a top level fighter, and then people like Zom are out here making Rob look great, and then you've got other fighters that could be the lowest of the tier, but all it takes really, Miles, is one high school student to make that fighter work.
We've seen it time and time again. I mean, it's funny you mentioned the Rob. It was a young player who, from Japan and simultaneously a young player from New York came up around the same time, who both came out of the woodwork and made Rob look like, oh, this is a mid-tier to, oh my god, we've got to do something about this, guys. We've got Godslayer versus Skedaddle opening us up here.
Woo, there we go. Match number 1 underway. Like we said, folks, a lot of fighting to be had, but these are 2-3 seeds out of their groups, taking it to each other, trying to move on to that final stage. And, well, HA260 not wasting a single breath.
Yeah, and right here, we're seeing the fundamental storyline of this match. Pikachu, he's a combo fiend, but if you get one dropped combo, one missed counter hit, all of a sudden, all these openings you're getting on HA260 are gonna vanish in an instant because it only takes 3 hits from Bowser to kill this Pikachu at most.
Oh my goodness, David versus Goliath out here. Mistakes must be limited here from the Pikachu, or else those punishing tactics will get difficult. We're looking for that punish now onto HA, but it hasn't come yet. 100 damage here. It's racking up here with some of the shots being fired from that Pikachu. Twice Mice just can't get that final shot to land.
And HA260 got an early stock right now, but ever since then, they haven't got a good opening because Twice Mice has just been dominating this neutral game. Look at the way when Twice Mice dashes. Oh, this might just be a kill. Edgeguard situation right here as they're trying to recover, but HA260 has not had a good way to swat this Pikachu out of the air until they just run right into an up smash.
That's why this battlefield fighting stage made me a little bit nervous, Miles, because look, it's still Pikachu's hanging out on that platform, and it's just a dangerous area to do. So many opportunities for HA to make the end of that stage, and I guess, Miles, we're just going to see the end of game number 1 a little earlier than we expected.
Yeah, but it is a little... It's... Even though you look at the tier list and you say Pikachu hard beats Bowser, it's not that cut and dry. Because while Twice Mice was making it nigh impossible for H260 to get any sort of openings, when they did, it only took, like I said, those 3 meaty hits to connect before they were dead.
I mean, we rarely saw Twice Mice over 100 damage because they were already out of the stage by the time they got close to being there. So yeah, you had one of those strong attacks if you're 260 and you're flying free. But I wonder if we see those fighters stay because Bowser's still such a big target. You mentioned Pikachu, a combo machine. You could imagine that to really formulate some advantage.
And not just the combo machine, a lot of ways to get those combos too. Twice Mice's favorite was definitely that Thunder Jolt, that projectile. It moves in a downwards diagonal direction, which means if you jump forward and travel with it, it hits them basically at the same time you do. So if they're charging up anything, they're hit, they're in hit stun, and you get a free opening. That's what Twice Mice was relying on. But the issue was if H260 kept their defenses up, then all of a sudden you're just wide open for a punish. So Twice Mice was relying a little too much on that really good tool, and even the best tools all have flaws.
They do, and that's, you got to get the right reads, you got to get the right chances to punish them when you dive into those flaws, when you expose your vulnerabilities through a little miss, through a little mistake, or just a well-timed shield. But great staging, great edge control there from the Bowser. I'm looking forward to their game 2. But as we said, Miles, we've got a little bit of a doubleheader situation. So although we got to see everything and more in that Bowser-Pikachu combination, we're waiting for this second match to begin as well. I understand every player's in the lobby, so it should start soon. But Miles, I want to ask you, because I haven't got to ask you yet, any fighter in particular that you're looking out for here today in the North Carolina high school scene?
I'm a big believer in touch of death characters, but not guaranteed touch of death characters. Because I believe that any character who can kill you at any percent is a threat. It doesn't matter if you have big combos. It doesn't matter if you have big moves. If you can't finish someone, if you get a stray hit anywhere in neutral, it's not important. And because of that, I'm a huge fan of Byleth. I'm a huge fan of Roy. I'm a huge fan of people who have that explosive potential where if you're at 20%, if you're at 30, if you're at 60, if you're at 90, if you're at 120, it does not matter. One stray hit could, if they play correctly, be the end of your stock. And I don't know. It adds a level of stakes to Smash Brothers that I feel like just makes it so much more enjoyable.
Yeah, as someone who compares a lot of titles to Rocket League, because in Rocket League, it's like, oh, a goal could happen at any time. It's like, well, for Smash, no, you got to wait until somebody's like 100% or plus, and then a kill happens. But as you said, Miles, that's not the case with some fighters. Some fighters, they have that lethality about them where they can expose you at any point in the game with like maybe a good down smash, or maybe like, you know, in my melee roots, I think of the Jigglypuff rest, you know, you don't have to be that high in the damage count to be exposed there on the rest, although it could be very well punished as well. So a little risky maneuver. But are there those fighters that have that, you know, almost one tap scenario, but not necessarily the same risk involved with a Jigglypuff rest?
Well, there are a lot of characters who have those big, pretty much insta-kill moves. You've got Luigi's up B, you've got Jigglypuff's rest, still very lethal in this game. But what's even better than those moves is characters who have the moves that combo into them. Like Jigglypuff's rest in Melee would be nothing if up air and up throw didn't combo into it. I mean, sure, you can push a button and kill them, but like, so can a fully charged F smash. No, characters who can combo into it. People like Kazuya Mishima, one of the Fighter Pass 2 characters, who, sure, he can kill you in one hit, but how is he going to combo into it? Well, he also happens to have the highest hit stun move in the game. So if you get hit by that, combos right into those big, heavy hitting moves, all of a sudden you've got a recipe for disaster. And even people like Luigi, the reason Luigi is scary is not because his up B kills you at 50, it's because his down throw true combos into that up B killing you at 50. It's all about the setup.
It's about the setup. It's about getting you in that position. It's not just spamming that one tap, right? It's about starting to get those jabs, starting to get those right moves that put you into a situation where you can initiate that one tap. So I really like that. I'll keep an eye out for fighters like that. I don't think Bowser or Pikachu have that capability, but I know that the Bowser Pikachu face-off certainly exposes that when Bowser can just get 3 hits and take out that Pikachu. I think we're getting word that we are sticking with that same match, guys. So we were going to do a doubleheader situation. I believe that's what tonight's broadcast will still bring. But game 2, actually, between that Pikachu and that Bowser situation may occur. Now, if you're the Pikachu, Miles, and your Pikachu didn't really work out against the Bowser here, and maybe it's time to switch off to that, I'm wondering, briefly, who would you switch to?
I would feel like someone with a little bit of range could be the answer right here. You want to be able to keep him at a distance, play that poke game, because while Bowser is very strong and he does have some disjoint with the claws, it's not that impactful.
Very well. All right, we'll see if we see that range change. For now, guys, we're actually going to take it to the IRL casters, our wonderful couch guys over there. We've got Julian, Co, and Pizza Time. Take it away, guys.
All right. Well, thank you so much, casters. Doing a lovely job out here. Of course, I'm Co, I'm the STEM guy. You saw me yesterday. And I am now joined here by Julianne, who is the Chief of Staff, a.k.a. God King's right-hand woman.
There we go.
If God King Charlie is God King, then Julianne is Chief.
If he even needed a right hand.
If he needed a right hand.
Charlie can do it all with his left.
He does have a left hand.
Well, how are we doing today on this beautiful Wednesday?
We're doing great. I loved to see Bowser win against Pikachu because, like, Bowser is so tall and Pikachu is so small. So it just kind of makes sense, you know?
Right?
It's like the law of Animal Kingdom.
Bowser's kind of smaller in person, though, than you would expect.
Yeah, he's Pikachu's about the size of I don't know. That
Yeah, Pikachu must be real small.
the E on this very awesome sign. We bought these decorations just for you.
Just for you, just for this stream. Smash is actually my favorite game to watch. Probably the nostalgia of the characters and
Really?
actually kind of understanding. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I actually beat you when we did the staff.
Wait a minute.
I'm pretty
I
sure I
don't
beat
know.
both of you.
I don't know about that.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know
I could
about
definitely see
that.
you beating Pete.
No,
the Tiger
okay.
Master
all
and
right,
everything.
all right, pal.
I don't know
All
about.
right.
I don't know. I'll just go back in there and change the code of the game.
Yeah.
Just rewrite the win to loss. to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Wait.
I actually no.
No.
I don't know. I don't know what to do.
I will. I'll do it anyway. Yeah. No, but you got a favorite character on Smash?
Ooh, I like Kirby.
Okay.
Good
Because
choice,
Kirby,
good
yeah,
choice.
I just when I don't know what to do, I just
just
go
jump
up.
up,
I
yeah.
just jump. I spam the hit button, which is frowned upon.
Which hit button? Special or just like normal?
You think I
punches?
know a special hit? I just hit like.
Okay. Well, I see a lot of people when they use Kirby, they fly up and then they turn the brick and fall down, and that's all they ever do. Cause to be honest, it's really powerful. But
Is that
Is that what
Kirby's
you do?
special move?
that's one of them. He
Okay.
like flies up, bricks down.
Actually, we do have the game just started, so
Nice.
we're gonna go straight into that.
Awesome.
So we'll see you guys
All right.
in a bit.
Oh. Are we? Good question.
Okay, we are
Alright.
back into it for the second game of this, and we were calling out last time how Twice Mice was having a lot of trouble really finishing their food, even though they were controlling the neutral game for so long. So I would love to see Twice Mice use the fact that there are no platforms, no movement mix-ups on this stage to dominate this one big slab in the middle.
That one big slab of Bowser's shell just came crashing down on the Twice Mice. So that's another slab to worry about. But yes, just the FD map here may be an advantage to Twice Mice, who got caught up in those elevated platforms a little too often.
Yeah, and we were talking about characters that Twice Mice could switch to, but gameplay-wise, one move I feel like could define everything in this, and that is back air. It combos at every single %, which means that if they catch HA260 at, well, 0, then they can set up an edge guard situation frighteningly early. So yeah, we're gonna have to see Twice Mice finish off this stock if they want to, set that situation up. But those early stocks, that's how you're gonna win the day here. And it also kills, by the way.
Quite a few air attacks deliver the kill, it seems, as Twice Mice is going to be up in stocks this time. You remember we saw that early exit in game number 1, so it doesn't look like there will be an early exit this time around. Goodness, there may be no exit ever for Twice Mice if they continue to land these attacks one after the other. HA260 taking it all.
Very good awareness right there. Twice Mice recognizing that they were slow on their punish and shielding. They have kept this ledge trap game on for so long, up until they get caught trying to pancake that forward smash, but Twice Mice is right back in it with the Angel platform invulnerability, still comboing, still trying to get this edge guard situation as HA260 is pressuring the shield. We'll see how this pans out for them as they are barely hanging on.
Yeah, it's tough out here. And there are those neutral bees that are working wonders. The grab to the up and crashing down with the Thunderbolt. There's too much to handle right now. If you're HA260, those forward smashes are just not landing. I think the reads have improved tremendously from Twice Mice because maybe there's been one F smash that has landed for HA260. Otherwise, make it a second. Twice Mice has been able to see those coming.
Yeah, and I feel like it's not even reads, it's just playing a little bit more reactively, playing outside of Bowser's burst range, that range where no matter what your reaction time is, no matter what the connection is, you cannot react, or you have the ability to react to what is that character is going to do. Twice Mice is lingering right outside that range, right outside this Flame Breath, where any of these attacks can hit, waiting for HA260 to make a move, then getting openings, but these counter hits from HA260, that's where they're getting their advantage.
Let's see if they can land one more hit, one more stock to take down if you're Twice Mice here to take this match to game number 3. The grab and throw. Twice Mice always recovering with that neutral B just to send an Electro Bolt towards HA260 that they have to worry about. Just another thing to worry for if you're up against this speedy, this agile, this ever-moving Pikachu is moving just to the skies. We're even at stocks.
And this is where normally it would get terrifying, but that was actually tragic and brilliant at the same time. Twice Mice caught HA260 right in the beginning of their up B animation. And I guess they had the ability to act. Let's not mince words, but it's a little bit jarring when you get hit out of that. You're already thinking about what you're going to do on stage, how you're going to bring it back, what your opening is going to be. That by the time you react, you saw the up B way down in the blast zone. It was far too late for them, and Twice Mice takes a game.
That was like the ultimate show of any disruption tactic that you could do, because in reality, HA260 in their flow state after game number 1, really feeling like that Bowser is a strong opponent to this Pikachu. But if the Pikachu, Twice Mice, prioritizes disruption and gets them out of that flow state, that's really important to sort of make the Bowser rethink their attacks. And yeah, disrupting them right into that initial up B and making them have to rethink, and then there's not enough time to get back on the platform. It seemed like the ultimate maneuver in their strategy that they had. So now that maybe the Bowser has been disrupted, can HA260 sort of compose themselves and get ready for this game number 3?
I think at the very least, they're going to be more composed because they're not on Final Destination. I've always said that Final Destination, it exaggerates for better and very much for worse all of the strengths and all of the weaknesses of every character in this game. And so we saw an incredible combo game that we didn't see in game 1 from the side of Twice Mice because of the fact that there are no platforms to get in the way. There's nothing to interrupt the recovery. So when HA260 was recovering, they had 2 options: go straight to the ledge, go onto stage. And both of those were covered by Twice Mice every single time, because it's only 2 things to look out for.
It feels like there's just one big thing to look out for, and that's Bowser. He's just everywhere at once, it seems, when you're trying to get back up to the ledge or the platform or the raised platform. If we do get to that battlefield stage, it might pose those problems once again when you're just trying to land here. It looks like we are getting our doubleheader after all, Miles. So that game 3, if you're waiting in heated anticipation for it, you're gonna have to stay on your toes for longer, because it looks like game 1 of our second simultaneous match is gonna be underway, where we have Skedaddle and I believe Godslayer competing against each other. So these round 1 matches of this bracket play, Miles, continuing to advance as we go. A lot of intensity here, because if you lose, it's not group stage anymore, Miles. It is single elimination. Like, get the nerves out of the way. You gotta go.
Getting a lot of people underlook things like seeding, but it's seeding that keeps you alive in single elimination. It's seeding that keeps you from hitting those walls. And we're going to see both these players fighting to avoid that here in Godslayer versus Skedaddle. Phantom is Skedaddle. Tarzan is going to be Godslayer. And it's going to be Wolf versus Corin right here. Range versus up close ferocity on the side of Wolf.
Okay, yeah, I feel like we're never going to be able to catch a breath this game, because Wolf just rushing in at every moment that they possibly can. Although somehow Tarzan looks like they're dictating the pace here. The Corin always getting Wolf into their close proximity, however taking a lot of damage for it.
Yeah, it's really hard to play that range game, but Godslayer is getting a lot of mileage right now out of these full hop approaches, knowing that Skedaddle, they really want to approach on the ground right here, and leveraging that with these down airs. You run into where they were, and you get caught by this down air drill, caught by the ledge hitbox, and yet, even though Godslayer is now keeping them out, they took too much damage early on. They're going to be finished with an F smash right there.
There you go. I mean, it was a tough start for Godslayer, but clearly Skedaddle is the god because they're getting slayed. That is the first stock down, and already more damage on the Godslayer as they're trying to weave about some of these attacks, but having some difficulty doing so. There's a lot of shield dashing going on here from Skedaddle. It seems like the evasiveness, the maneuvering is definitely in skedaddling motion because they're everywhere at once. How about an F smash to get some distance on the Godslayer? The recovery there on the ledge, but Skedaddle giving Godslayer no space, no time to regain themselves, but there is the return and the stun. Then they are finished.
They just stood there. They got the reflect, they got the stun, and they didn't even feel the need to hit them. And once again, they're using this reflector. Godslayer found some mileage with these tools, with the down air, with the projectile, and now Skedaddle is turning all of them against Godslayer. Godslayer now, the shoe is on their foot. They have to adapt, and they're not doing it yet, Pyro.
Yeah, it's just getting from bad to worse here. We're landing some attacks, but those recoveries are so swift right now from Skedaddle. I mean, you wonder if they're ever going to be hit off the edge here. It's 168 damage here, and how about that attack to finally send them out of the zone?
Ooh, and this is where it gets very scary. Wolf has tremendous kill power. Any one hit could be the last, and if you go for a counter like that, high risk, high reward, you got to be ready for that risk to come up red, because that is going to be Skedaddle coming home with that first point up in this set.
At this point, it's like, what's the win condition, right, for Godslayer? You gotta take some risks at that point. You're down too far. And, of course, that speedy Wolf was just ready to punish at any given moment. That was a very different competition, Miles, than our Bowser versus Pikachu, which felt very coordinated, very patient. This one, moving at 1,000,000 miles a minute.
Yeah, I mean, the Bowser versus Pikachu, it's a game of get away more than keep away. That Bowser is tracking down Pikachu, who is one of the nimblest little rats you'll ever meet. And, well, even though, like, it is a game of keep away for the Pikachu, they are the one dictating the flow of the match. Meanwhile, all of a sudden, we see this very slow, stagnant, defensive character in Corin with a very long sword who can hit you before you can even get to you. But the problem is all of their moves have long end lag. So if they throw out a move and it doesn't hit, there's a huge opening right there for Wolf to go in and start a combo. And we weren't seeing big combos. We were just seeing very intelligent neutral play, intelligent reactions, the way they're reacting to everything that was coming out. They're reflecting the projectiles. They're catching Godslayer when they try to go for aggressive up Bs and they leave themselves vulnerable. Every single time we saw a moment of vulnerability, there was a big punish from Skedaddle.
It felt like Skedaddle was dictating the pace even when the first shots were coming out of Godslayer. It's like, go ahead, be impatient. You know, send out that sword, send out whatever you have, whatever you want to take, and I'm going to make sure you miss, and I'm going to make sure you're punished for it. And I thought that was really impressive. It shows the presence of mind that we're seeing from Skedaddle in this matchup. I'd like to see that more so from Godslayer this time around when we get to game number 2. I think there needs to be a little more composure, a little more cautiousness. Yes, that's hard to say when you're up against a wolf that can rush you at any moment, but feels like just maybe a half a second before throwing into those ranged attacks, Miles, might assist them.
Yeah, and I talked about, again, that patience, and you called it out too. We also need to see them capitalizing when they do get those hits, because it wasn't like Godslayer was not hitting them. They took a stock, but you're going to need to actually convert these openings you get. You can hit your starters as many times as you want. You saw that side B, it sort of shoots a spike out and pins the opponent in place. You saw the stun, that blue orb that paralyzes your opponent. Both of those are powerful setup tools. They give you an opportunity to put your opponent in a decision tree that you have the advantage in. Then we didn't really see Godslayer getting the upper hand in those situations a whole lot. It was Skedaddle making the right choices every time. And that's good on Skedaddle, but if you have the advantage, we're going to need to see more wins in those 50-50 scenarios from Godslayer.
Yeah, those 50-50s turn into 80-20s at some points because those setup scenarios, I mean, that was the one that I think it was Godslayer ended up biting the bullet for them. Like they would send that orb out and then it would come right back firing back at them. So they've got to make sure those setup scenarios don't end up being that double-edged swords that hits them right back. And that's part of making the right setup choices, as you said, converting those plays to make sure it works. And, you know, Miles, we haven't seen that fighter change yet. I don't think we'll see it even here because I liked what you said. You know, it may be for the last match, we could have seen a change from the Pikachu in a more ranged fighter, but you were diving deeper into the play style changes, and that's what's starting to dictate these turnarounds. We saw that Pikachu win game number 2. Maybe, just maybe, we'll see that Corin win this game too as well.
Yeah, sometimes you do just need a wake-up slap. It happens a lot where you get rushed down. You start the game in disadvantage pretty much because you just get bodied on stock 1. Then you're like, okay, hold on, stabilize. And you might lose some interactions in this second game, but if you're able to take those interactions, put some distance between you and your opponent, reset to a neutral state of the game, and get a fresh start, I feel like if we see more resets like that, like Corin has the range to do, we're going to see a more even game. But if Skedaddle makes it nearly impossible for Godslayer to breathe, to push a button without feeling like they're going to die for it, then I don't really see how Godslayer can bring it back.
Suffocating, right? You have just no breathing room whatsoever. So we'll see if we get a little air to breathe here. Corin versus Wolf.
Ooh.
It's Godslayer versus Skedaddle on quite the scenic map. This feels like it's Wolf's hometown that we're on here.
I mean, it is. This is the game where he's from, and right now, he's not actually having the advantage opening up. Tech Chase with that stun, but at this low percent, it's not going to set up into a lot. But right here, Godslayer was doing what we asked. They were converting off of their openings. The problem is, Skedaddle's doing it too.
Yeah, that's the problem exactly, is that Skedaddle wants to make sure that momentum is there. A little bit of edge guarding there with the laser coming at him. But that sword, it is mighty from Godslayer. Sent off the stage once again. That one almost connecting. Able to grab the ledge again and again. A lot of focus on this downward sword movement that gets one attack, but I don't think we're seeing the right combos take place for Godslayer to take dominating first stock.
And the thing is about Corin, this down air isn't even their best option to land. If they come down with a neutral aerial, it just covers so much more range, and it's got 2 hits too. And throwing out that counter, that's also not the play, because that leaves you open for a bigger punish once the counter wears off. As an opening right here, still a fairly even game if Godslayer finishes the stock, but that's often the hardest part for a lot of these younger players.
Gosh, it's looking like a dance right now. So much dodging, not much damage done, and the dance will culminate in a grand finale. How about that? Godslayer evening out the stocks a lot earlier this time.
And now, I am liking the way that Skedaddle has realized that a lot of their moves do beat this downwards aerial, because if Godslayer is going to do it, you either just respect it and let them do it, or you find a way to punish them almost every single time, which is what Skedaddle's trying to do. Next time that down air comes out, watch out for that up smash. That infamous scoop hitbox that Wolf has is beating out the sword at times.
It is, and you know, when you focus on that downer so much, of course Skedaddle's gonna start to adapt against it. We saw that dodge come to form, and keeping that hitbox out of the way of it. And so it's impressive to see the adaptations happening here from Skedaddle. A lot of prioritization of the shield there to make sure the hit doesn't happen. A lot of chase and run here happening for Skedaddle as well, as they're trying to land attacks, and if they don't, just try to get out of the zone, which is difficult to do with the long range there of Godslayer, who just misses the ledge. That one's gotta hurt.
I think they were holding down by accident. Maybe they were trying to fast fall away from the laser, but that meant they didn't grab the ledge, and that is unfortunate to say the least. Now, again, even though it's felt like Skedaddle is at an advantage, well, that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate, because while Godslayer stayed in that game 2 SDs in a row, is going to be the tragic sealing of fate right there. As even though, let's be honest, it's not like Skedaddle didn't earn that win, but
Yeah.
it does feel a little hollow at the end.
It does. I think that those SDs spoke a lot to the pressure that was culminating from what Skedaddle did. You said he earned that win, and I think that's exactly how. You talked about breathing room not being offered to Corin, and it really wasn't for Godslayer. There was just so many moments of, oh, this attack that I'm leaning on with the down air isn't working as well as earlier. Now I have to do some other things. Now when I'm getting edge guarded, I have to really adapt in these scenarios, and too much is going on and you end up SDing. So, I mean, that's just impressive from Skedaddle, and a quick showing here as they get the win here. That's going to allow them to move on there with 2 wins, Miles. Well earned.
Yeah, well earned indeed. And I got to be honest, I'm very much hoping to see more of Skedaddle later in this tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, Skedaddle in their own right has demonstrated that they are lethal at a variety of ranges, reacting to the way their opponents are throwing out attacks. We may be frozen right now. I'm not sure if that's just on my end, but I'm going to throw to you real quick while
You're
I fix it.
looking good to me, Miles. You're looking good to me. And so don't worry about it. But yeah, I did get info as well that these are best of 5s. So I believe that you asked for more Skedaddle, Miles. The good news is we're getting more of it. So we'll see more Skedaddle versus Godslayer, which feels like a saga that you mentioned felt hollow. Felt like the ending was a little bit hollow. So although you're 2 games down if you're Godslayer, guess what? It's time to dust off, get back on your feet, and take back to the stage. Anything you see here, though, Miles, that could help out Godslayer moving on to try and pose this reverse sweep against the Wolf?
I mean, you saw it in how they took that first stock. It's the edge guards. Wolf, at the end of the day, has a very linear recovery. Realistically, he has 4 options, and while that's more than a lot of lower tier characters have, it's still 4 things you have to be ready for. 4 things you can cover, and they're not mutually exclusive. You can cover that ledge. You can get in the way of that. But the thing you've always got to watch out for when edge guarding Wolf is that Wolf flash. I mean, going all the way back to Melee, Spaceys have always had the ability to throw out that side B. And you think you're edge guarding a Firefox, all of a sudden, it's a lightning fast illusion that blitzes past you. Same thing with Wolf, except his can kill you shockingly early.
Yeah, that's that lethality that you were talking about earlier on the broadcast. You said you really liked fighters that can throw out a blast zone clearing blow at almost any time. So I think we haven't seen enough, honestly, of that side B for Wolf. So you mentioned that edge guarding could definitely help Godslayer in this next game, but to always be aware of those attacks that can bite you. And that Smash just perfectly encapsulated it. It's like, hey, here's your win condition. Here's how you can do it. Here's how you can get the victory. But also, asterisk, here's how you can be deathly punished for it.
I mean, it's like how everyone says, Smash, at the end of the day, it's just rock, paper, scissors. It's just, you either attack, you block, or you dodge. And they all kind of beat each other. So, like, what are you going to do? Now, obviously, some added complications since that first analogy was introduced. Things like Fighter Pass 2 characters. 90-something characters in isolation. So there's a lot of different rocks, a lot of different scissors, and a whole boatload of paper that you got to watch out for. But at the end of the day, the core interactions do stay the same. At the end of the day, you are still dodging, blocking, hitting.
Yeah, dodging, blocking, hitting, and as you alluded to, you might even be changing characters. Like, I mean, we saw Pokemon Trainer day 1 of this competition, and I was seeing so much about how Squirtle would just rack up the damage, and you swap over to your Ivysaur, your Charizard to just finish it off and do what's necessary. So, yeah, between like fire, water, and earth, rock, paper, scissors, whatever it is, you gotta find the antidote. You gotta find what's gonna work against your opponent. And we gotta find if we're getting into this game number 3 as well. You wonder, Miles, if there's gonna be a fighter change, because with this amount of break, it is intense. It is intense. I hope we don't, because again, the ending of stage 2 was too hollow. Those SDs on 5%. Come on. We gotta see Corin versus Wolf again. We have to.
And Pyra, you're a genius. You're a prophet. Because we're going right back. Rematch of the same stage, no less.
Wow.
And I understand why. We were talking about how Twice Mice at the very beginning had a very easy time edge guarding because of the fact that there was no mix-up. You either go onto the stage or to the ledge. There's no in between. If we're going to see Godslayer win through the edge guard, that's how they're going to do it. They're going to catch Phantom in that 50-50 mix-up. Edge or stage.
Oh, yeah, it feels like the stage extends past the platform. It can really occur anywhere. And there doesn't seem to be too much patience. There's a lot of attack here in the first stocks. Either player wants to get that advantage and early, but trading blows nonetheless. Several ranged attacks being dodged right now as well by Skedaddle. I am loving the movement from Skedaddle. It seems like everything Godslayer wants to do has a response until finally the combination and the kill.
That was beautiful. We've seen Godslayer go for that up B off the top of the stage basically every game, and it has never yielded fruit up until that moment, because if they catch Skedaddle going high, it's a death sentence at like 70%. It's one of those ways I talked about to get stocks early, and they catch them in the jump there too. Big opportunity right here though, and once again, I love that Phantom just stands there menacingly, not even bothering to hit him.
The knowledge it takes to just wait, watch, and savor the moment. You love to see it from Skedaddle, especially after getting punished on that up B that, yeah, finally did connect. So, well, while it's a little bit to the roots of Skedaddle getting a kill how they've gotten it before, we're seeing different mix-up from Godslayer finally hitting and combining on a good effort against Skedaddle. They'll hope Godslayer to see more of that.
Ooh, goes in with that side B. It's an aggressive tool, but it's also a neutral tool. But alas, the Godslayer is not having any fun moving around with that. Once again, dashing off stage, but this is a huge opportunity for Punish. Skedaddle gets a minimal opening, but still they hold this advantage. But even so, I have no illusions of resting easy, because it's always felt like Godslayer is just losing up until they just win.
Yeah, missing up Bs, whether it's below the stage or above it for a big punish. Yet they come back and they get a stock. Like, I totally agree. I'm on the edge of my seat right now because you really do not know if Godslayer is just going to find a way to get this kill. However, a combination of efforts here from Skedaddle. Hit after hit, dodge after dodge is going to give them the stock advantage. One more to go.
And Godslayer keeps putting themselves in the corner with this side B. Their control of it is less than ideal right in this situation, but that time you catch Skedaddle a little too much in their control zone, and that means Godslayer is going to pick up a stock opportunity right here. Even game, Skedaddle could close it out, or we could see Godslayer bring it even further.
This is it from Skedaddle, and it would be a big response to get the final kill right here, right now, because the way they got knocked out of the zone was missing a big punish. Godslayer again prioritizing that up B and missing it. Should have been punished, wasn't by Skedaddle, and that's gonna hurt you. So every attack, every connection, so important from Skedaddle as they are racking up the points.
Oh, catches the jump right here. I don't know if there's any resources in the tank, but it doesn't matter. Big opening right here from the side of Godslayer. Opportunity to finish it off. They go for an up B though, and that will be the sealing of the deal. 3-0 from the side of Skedaddle, and Godslayer made it close, but not nearly close enough.
Oh, it was narrow at the end. We wanted the Corin Wolf rematch. We really did, Miles, and I think we got it there on the third stage. It's picturesque as well to see it end off a failed up B and just the perfect punish scenario for Skedaddle. I felt like that told a lot of the story on these big risks that were taken from Godslayer that just at times would not land.
Yeah, it was a spectacular comeback that almost happened, because we saw Godslayer get closer and closer and closer. I guarantee you, if we saw a game 4, if we were doing a best of 7, maybe, just maybe, we could have seen the biggest reverse sweep, the biggest Cinderella story of a lifetime, but alas, not this time. But for now, though, to break it down even further, we're going to head over to our IRL casters in the booth to give us some more entertainment.
All right. Well, that was truly something.
That was. I was really kind of hoping for a 4th game. Kept me on my toes.
Yeah, yeah. So, honestly, that moment when Skedazzle,
Skedaddle.
Yes, skedaddle.
when they deflected that projectile back
Wow.
in that second to last stock, I believe that was. I'm impressed. It takes a lot of nerve to just stand there menacingly
Yeah.
and push back one of the most powerful attacks the character has.
I'm
So-
honestly impressed because that map kind of made me dizzy. I won't lie.
yeah?
Yeah, there's just a lot going on in the background.
I will say that is one of the few maps that people just choose to not
Yeah.
use because of how much it moves around.
Really would throw me off, but
Is it not on the banned list?
No, it is not on the ban. It is one of the 10 lit maps on the list
Okay.
out of, I want to say, 50.
see, that's a good thing if you are it doesn't phase you at all. I would pick
Mhm.
that every time
Okay.
Yeah.
with the chance that it would throw off
You
my
have the
opponent.
Yeah.
You know.
Trying to get an advantage there. Yeah, so seems like you were rooting for not Wolf.
Well, because
Corin,
I
think it was.
You don't like a clean sweep is what
yes, I like the competition. I like
Okay.
it to
I'm hearing. Okay. Well, see,
more
I was thinking
entertaining.
maybe it's because
Why?
Wolf is more scary than the other characters.
that too.
Okay.
That
so
too.
it's-
I don't know if I've ever seen Wolf on Smash before, but it's kind of a scary looking character.
Mhm. To be honest, I would be more afraid of the girl with the demon arm.
Didn't know she had that either. Yeah,
Dang it.
both interesting characters. So in an interesting game, interesting map. It was good to watch. Yeah, nice work, Skedaddle.
All right. So what I'm hearing is you're going to be using Wolf when you play Smash Bros.
I
next.
might. I
Okay.
might. I guess I can't use Steve though. Is that the only one we have
That is
banned?
the only one we have banned.
Okay.
Is that because he's literally too powerful?
I'm not a Steve player.
Not
I said
yet.
earlier I'm a Kirby player because I like to just float up.
We'll
Yeah.
get there one day.
Mm-hmm.
The Steve is banned because he is just overpowered.
Yeah. So why did they even? Not why did they even make him? But shouldn't they all be even powered?
I mean, you have to kind of play it up for Mojang a little bit, you know.
Mm. Are there any other characters that people debate on if they should be banned?
Ooh, I'm sure there is. However, Game and Watch. Wait, why would Game & Watch be banned?
Also, we actually have the next game
Yay.
playing right now.
All right.
Awesome.
Let's get to
So we're going to go right into it and join our casters.
All right,
hell-
we are into it. Welcome back, everybody. DK, Miles has taken some damage, it seems.
But Marth has already lost the stock, but he's answered it back. We're in an even game, which works great because it's right at the start. This is another range game, but I'll be honest, Marth is all about these early kills from the tippers right here, whereas Donkey Kong, he's got the same big hits as Bowser, but the combo game is just so much more.
I hope we see that combo game take shape right now, but as a melee Marth main, I'm excited to see Bubbles out here. Neat Newt, it appears on the scoreboard here as we're getting into this new best of 5 situation. Yeah, that tip of the spear, that tip of the sword is going to be ever so important. The ranging that they do here in these attacks and trying to deliver that last blow is going to be so important. However, you can see Charodon doing a great job dodging some of those attacks that could be a big punish. Speaking of which, bang! Send him off the stage, Chairman.
And we were talking about the difference between big hits like that. Never mind, no difference. It's all big hits because that's Monkey Monday on a Wednesday. Right here, opportunity, it's good spot dodge right there. Every player would have held shield, but no, not Charodon, as they hold onto their lead just barely, but Neat Newt is once again trying to fight back into this.
I wonder if we'll see the 200%. We saw, what, 199 or something in the last one. Another spot dodge from Chairman as they rev up that engine of an arm to maybe make that its next, oh, victim. I don't know. Marth's having some trouble here. Bubbles cannot get DK out of the stage, and it appears Chair's just baiting them into maybe another attack, but that's the down smash that's gonna do it. The down air sends Charodon out.
I mean, as a Marth main yourself, you're aware of the infamous stereotype of Marthritis. How Marth just can't kill when he needs to, because it almost feels like RNG whether someone falls into your tippers or not. And let's be honest, it's not, but the way Neetnu is moving is just making it, or Charodon is moving rather, is making it so difficult for Neetnu to line up anything reliable, which is why we saw Charodon live to 160. We can't see that again this time.
No, we can't on this final stock, and we won't see it either. No 199, no 150, not even 100 damage. The tip of the spear does it.
And that right there, that's what I'm talking about, where it feels very inconsistent, but not in like a, oh, they can never do anything way, in a, oh, Marth is either looking like the best character in the game, or he's struggling to kill you at 130, because that was 60%. To a forward smash. They died almost instantly too. There was no opportunity to DI that whatsoever for Donkey Kong, a heavy character. And that is the power of those tippers. All you need is that one, and oh, it feels good.
It does. It feels just as good, though, as some of the KOs and the dodging that we did see out of Charodon, because those haymakers that just land right on the Marth, or those spot dodges were just so crisp. So to see that tipper land is almost kind of sad, because it's like, dang, Charodon, you did so much work to get the advantage of that final stock, but it shows and it proves what Marth can do. So Bubbles getting this game won, and although we saw a sweep last time, we're mixing it up. We're not even going back to Charodon and Neetnu. No, that overlay will be updated, and we are on to a new match. That's right, double header, simultaneous matches, folks. A new face-off.
And right off the bat, it's our first sword fight of the night, and it's Jab getting the upper hand off the bat. As Rayman pinned at the ledge, trying to get out of there, but that's a presumptuous up B that is going to get you punished up until we don't see Rayman convert too hard off of that. Once again, it's felt like they've gotten openings, but this initial lead that's been built up by the side of Pepe is just a little too strong to overcome immediately.
It is here. We still have Pepe trying to get this first stock here. Charging up and ready for that recovery of Rayman, and I mean, Rayman just can't get grounded here. Just looks like they're getting juggled, look like they're being lifted like a ball back in the air as many times as they can. Those air attacks not necessarily working in that regard, and finally a recovery will work out for Rayman, grounded for only a moment.
Yeah, and that blade beam is going to seal the deal. Oh, but a projectile of your own. See, the thing about Corin, you can't get cocky because you dodged the projectile, because that side B has a second hit, and that was the one that finished off Pepe right there. Are we going to see it again? No, that time Pepe lands with an attack on Rayman, and that's going to let them survive as Pepe continues to hold on to this lead even after... Uh-oh. I got scared by that full charge.
It's menacing. It's scary. It's so threatening. And especially when you have Corin on 100%, you're just waiting for him to fly off the stage, which just about happens there. It looks like the Corin is Pepe, as the names have been changed here. And they'll need a new change of clothes as well. That is on to the final stock now for Pepe.
And you better watch out, because you're in the splash zone with that limit online, but it just gets wasted, thrown out in that blade beam. But it doesn't really matter, because Cloud gets it so often. You don't have to ration it like you do other game-winning resources right here, as Dash Tech sets up another edge guarding situation. We've seen Rayman get advantages there before, but right now Pepe has been holding on towards these edges, getting the counter hits they need, because Corin does have slightly more range than Cloud. They just don't have the same mobility.
Yeah, they've had the mobility to get back on the platform quite a bit, though, because they've had to. Knocked off the stage again and again, and oh, Rayman just will not let Corin rest, even going out for another air attack. Finish it off now, you might as well. Rayman for the first stage win.
And that right there is a fantastic way to open it up. Rayman had the advantage throughout that, don't get me wrong, but there were glimmers of hope, many glimmers of hope for Pepe. It never felt unwinnable. All they needed was to just hold advantage for a little longer. But every single time it felt like they almost got stable back in the center of stage. They ran right back out to fight and then get knocked off stage again. Then they're recovering. Then they're in disadvantage. So if we see Pepe hold on to that center stage a little more, because they don't have the same mobility. You do not want to be the aggressor if you're Pepe. Hold on to that center stage, and maybe we might see a little bit of a change of pace next time these two face off.
And it felt like Rayman knew how important that center stage was, because Pepe just ended up everywhere other than that. Rayman just dominated that area, and in that aggressive tactic kept them out of that zone, whether they're flying high in the air or way off the stage. It made it so difficult for Pepe to just really guard their own territory. So maybe in stage 2 we see that shift, we see that change, but I imagine as we continue this doubleheader, Miles, we are flashing right back from the sword match to just one sword against a couple big fists.
And I'm excited to see that again too. That was a very fast-paced match where it felt like we were going to see Donkey Kong take it home. It really did. They had just a little bit more control over when the kills were happening thanks to that giant punch winding up that arm, and then they just had that opportunity to let it loose. If they got hit by a soft hit, you didn't get the tipper, all of a sudden you're not in a lot of hit stun, boom, giant punch. And so we're not even going to see Newt messing around with those tippers anymore. A lot more consistency and a lot more mobile of a body in young Link coming out now.
I'm looking for the arrows, the boomerang, and the bombs to fly out here. But most importantly, that sword, look as the up air was able to keep Donkey Kong in the air for a bit there. I want to see the down airs, that sword come out. It can be so threatening. There's the first bomb. Doesn't land, but I'm happy to see the variety of play here coming out from young Link.
Ooh. Young Link is one of those characters that is just so oppressive in the right hands. Wow. Look at that. Newt barely got a single opening, and Charodon just threw out arrow after arrow after arrow, and all of them pop up, all of them combo. And here you see an opening, you get a forward smash, but you've got to see a finisher right there. But getting caught by the up B, that's no way to start off this comeback. But Charodon is able to get this second stock.
What a huge turnaround for Charodon. I mean, they were in probably the worst position to start out this match and then said, no, I'm going to fly you off the edge, and then you're going to struggle the most you have ever done to get back on this platform. Edge guarded perfectly. I would say some of those up Bs were a little bit off the mark coming onto the stage instead of the edge for Charodon, excuse me, as Newt was making that turnaround. But still, we're back to even with 2.
Yeah, and I believe Charodon was actually the Donkey Kong in Game 1, and they've gone over to the Young Link. This is actually very, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's very surprising to see. But regardless, they're playing both these characters wonderfully. But right now, even though Young Link has control over the neutral game with these projectiles, these big hits that Donkey Kong is getting are the story of this match.
Yeah, and that neutral B always charged up, it seems, and that's exactly what's happening is Newt, you charge up that B, you want to close the distance, but as soon as you do, Charodon just has another response for you. They have an antidote for everything, and there's the down air that I wanted, but Newt counters it beautifully.
Ooh, as Charodon pressuring the shield. I love these soft hit nairs, finding openings, but that trip right there was so beautiful right there from Newt. They keep trying to wait though, jump over that up B, and it's not giving them enough airtime. That full hop is not strong enough, as that landing nair gives another opening right here. Anyone's game right now, whoever gets the next edge guarding situation, it could be their game to take it, as another pop-up right here. But even though Charodon is at a huge advantage, I'm still not resting easy, Pyro.
Oh, you can't rest easy. I mean, yes, Charodon has had an answer for everything, and he loves that up A there. Oh my goodness, 1, 2, 3, 4, how many? Oh, 50-50's just occurred right in front of my face. The up B sent DK flying again, matched up with the arrow. Is there any answer at all from Neat Newt? Back air, starts it off, shielding, waiting for that up B, and lands right into the zone of the forward smash. Neat Newt shows him how DK is done.
Heartbreaking right there for all our Charodon fans in the chat, because you really felt like Charodon was going to take that one home, but all it takes is a couple mistakes. And the thing is, if you get too aggressive with that up B, if you go on the stage every single time, that's not a 50-50, that's just a 100. And all you need to do is be ready to punish that, because if you're doing the same thing over and over again, it doesn't matter how good your option is. There are, I don't know, only like 3 options in the game that really have a scenario where you're like, you just don't interact with that. And every single other one, especially up being on the stage, that high risk is accompanied by the high reward. Yeah, but it's still a risk. You still got to look out for it.
And especially with the range of the forward smash of Donkey Kong as well, just can reach out because they up B pretty far over to center stage. It was like, oh, you might be actually safe there. Nope. Right in the clapping hands of Donkey Kong. So we've seen a lot of differences in recovery strategies, I feel like, today, Miles. And the up Bs maybe landing on the platform, maybe landing under it at times. And we'll keep an eye out there for the Corin, who is back on stage. I will say, though, the Corin on this stage, though they've had to recover a lot, we've talked about how they've been edge guarded almost the entirety of this battle. They do a pretty good job of getting back there as they do there.
I love the way Rayman is maintaining pressure throughout every single one of these interactions. Even when Rayman is getting hit, they're using it to take a position where they can get a punish just like that. But the finishing touch is not going to connect, and because of that, we do see an opportunity right here for Pepe to make their way back into the center stage, and yet they're spiked back down to the ground. This is right now Rayman running away from this game. Little chips here or there from Pepe, but that's a big one. An opening right here. You've got to catch him on the landing, but Pepe doesn't. And because of that, Rayman maintains advantage until this is such a swingy match, Pyro. I don't know which way it's going.
And those are my favorite ones to watch, to witness. You never know really where Pepe's going when they set that sword down and then start to fly around. Rayman has to stay on their toes or stay planted on their feet. Center stage, we've talked about how that stage control has been so important for Rayman, and it's able to put them in position to take off the first stock.
And little pause button hit right there as both of them got hit by a lingering projectile, but it is going to be Rayman once again getting the better end of that stick because, well, now they have the opportunity to edge guard, and that's why they've been going for that high up B. I've been wondering about that, but it's because you can spike your opponent right back down for a finisher.
Almost the finisher of the second stock, that is, for Pepe, but they're already over 100 damage here. Finally, we'll see Pepe as they hold on to the middle of the stage, but is it Rayman to take it right back to them? Down smash gonna send them off the edge. Up B's gonna land on the platform. No, safely onto the edge. Nice movement and a turnaround here for Pepe.
I'm liking what I'm seeing from Pepe, but a lot of times their aggressive options are getting called out by Rayman. All these roll-throughs are getting called out by down smashes, a move we didn't see a lot in Game 1, but Rayman is using it just because of how much Pepe is rolling, because it hits both ways.
Okay, there it is. Rayman sends them off again. Charging up, ready for another attack. Pepe sends them away, and it's just a recovery simulator. But the shield dash onto the other side that Pepe just saw coming. Man, it was nice while it lasted, Miles.
It really was. Rayman does take the lead up 2-1 in stocks, and if they keep this lead up 2-1 in games, but Pepe's not out of it yet. Still at 0%. They're playing this range game. If they can get one good edge guard, maybe they can turn this around. Problem is, Pepe's been playing in the corner. They've been doing little rainbows around the stage. They've been going all the way up, over the top, and then back down. Watch. They're going to go over to the other side of the stage, trying to gain distance, and they use that distance, but then they're out of room to play with, and they're back off stage.
Spent a lot of time on stage, and that's quite the way to finish it as well. Couldn't be a more dominating blow for Rayman to finish off Game 2.
Spectacular stuff right there from Rayman. who realized they're going low an awful lot. And Corin's recovery has a lot of frames of startup. And I've got this wonderful big sword right here. There's got to be some way all these wonderful things that I love can go together. And that's what we saw in that spike right there. I mean, you got to love it when you see these big openings capitalized on, because when you see an opponent in a bad habit, like always recovering low, you don't want to punish it right away. You want to wait for a pivotal moment where punishing that habit will win the game, because if you show them their habit early, then they're just going to fix it and you've lost your advantage. But if you let them make the same mistake over and over again, let them think in their head, condition them to think that it's safe, then when you finally hit that punish, it's going to be massive.
It's a true skill to understand where you have an advantage, where you can pose value in the game, but wait for the right moment to dictate that moment, to execute. And that was truly the execution that we saw. We will not see a DK this time around. Miles, no one's switching to a DK this time around. It is now the Marth and the Bowser combination.
You know, before this stream started, you were talking about how you are a melee head and you were hoping to see some melee characters. We've seen a lot of them today, I gotta say. There's two more out to play. It's the Bowser and the Marth, and right here, it's very even right off the bat.
It is. I am loving it right now, Miles. You read my mind, my man. But that neutral B from Bubbles, excuse me, Neat Newt. These double names mixing me up a whole lot. Ooh, nice little jab there from Bowser coming off the edge. And I'm liking this. This platform offers so much with the middle levitating platform here, because you can really choose on your recovery whether you want to make that mad dash back to the top platform or if you just want to stay on the edge. We don't see characters using it a ton as they dash right back down through it, but it feels like no matter what Charodon does, there is no advantage.
So infamously, Lucina, Marth's counterpart, is godlike on this stage because of the fact that they can just dominate this center platform, and it's like a little house above their head. It protects them from these aerial attacks that often disrupt Marth and Lucina's gameplay. So you see eviction notice right there. Run in through the side, get the forward smash, kick Neat Newt out, and all of a sudden you have an even stock count.
I feel like Charodon saw how badly Neat Newt wanted that central location and punished them for it, knew exactly that the entry was coming. Body slam for the first bit of damage onto Charodon there, but Neat Newt getting a huge one, fakes the attack, lunges in for another one. But Charodon trying to evade these attacks in a scary situation right now. Gets to the center, misses with that touch. Neat Newt back on it, gets slammed down on though, and that's what happens when Neat Newt escapes that top platform, is vulnerable to those Bowser down Bs.
Ooh, opportunity right here, but forward smash will not connect. A lot of shield breakers too. I'd be shocked if we didn't see a shield break before this set was out, but ooh, you gotta be ready for that. You can't air dodge back up, and because of that, Neat Newt is actually gonna be down a stock after winning this whole game, and then it's even.
It's still such a huge turnaround though, given the damage. I mean, how long was Charodon on over 100 there? The perseverance pays off as now we're even for the final stock, and this is for really all the marbles for Charodon as they're in a single elimination bracket. Their backs against the wall. What can they do when the pressure is on?
This is huge. This is their moment. A big opportunity right here. Shield goes low, but one more of those will be required to actually break the shield right here, and you see a lot of rolls, no shielding. Charodon doesn't want to give that opportunity, and Neat Newt does not approach, does not give into the bait, and because of that, they hold on to their lead. They're not giving any free meals to Charodon.
No, they're allowing that shield to be viable again. I mean, look how big it is now. It gave that rest time, sort of like Snorlax uses rest to gain the HP and be able to dodge more attacks. Here we go with the grab and the body slam. This could be Charodon's moment, but they're set off the stage once again. Counters the edge guarding just to land back on the stage, but only to meet the sword once again. No matter what, Charodon finds a way back onto the platform, though, and keeps fighting.
Forward throw again. Marth's throws are not going to kill at this percent. Rolls back onto stage. Forward smash. Is that going to do it? Yes, it will. Doesn't matter that it's a soft spot. 160%. anyone and your mom is dead, as that right there is going to be Neat Newt with a 3-0, taking it over Charodon with some fascinating character switches all throughout.
Yeah, you talk about Marth taking down the beast of DK and then saying, you know, I liked your DK, but I love mine. And then returning the favor with that. And then the switch back to Marth just to take out another beast. You love to see it. I love to see it with all the melee characters, Miles, but at the same time, we've talked about these best of fives potentially being best of sevens. I wouldn't mind that. That is a match made in heaven for these two high school players. I hope they, I don't know, link accounts and go on some more scrims later on because they're two viable foes.
Yeah, they are. I liked how they tested each other's limits a lot. We saw, even though Neat Newt was holding the lead for a lot of the time, their habits were being called out. You can't just keep going for that neutral B over and over again. You might have the range, and you might be hitting those headshots. By the way, that jab attack, you can headshot with it, which is what they were going for every single time. And now we're seeing a different kind of sword fight right here. Ike, some would say the original Corin, because has a lot of the same basic game plans, a very strong up B, a very strong neutral air right here, but oftentimes it's seen as a little bit harder to recover on this Ike. We'll see how they do here.
I did like that recovery though, landed just on the edge of the platform, and it seems like, although it could be tough here, that I believe it's Pepe. Yes, once we get those changes on the scoreboard, perfect. Pepe does understand the capabilities of Ike well. I just had to say it, Miles. I just had to caster curse them on the recoveries. That one just a miss in the platform. Oh. Okay.
Well, that's unfortunate. It happens to the best of us. But I'll be honest, let's credit it to where the credit's due. That side B forced Rayman off stage, and they did not preserve their resources. They had nothing. And so they went to do the up B way too late, and that was all she wrote. But called out of the air, talk about no resources, no jump on the side of Pepe. No! That one specific section of the blast zone has claimed 3 lives.
You wonder if you see something like an SD like that in a day. Well, we've seen it 3 times in a row from these two fighters. Just stay away from the left side. There you go. There you go. They're maneuvering to the... Nope. The right side's also bad. That's a cursed stage.
It's a cursed stage, but it's also a sign of a very volatile matchup. That's what I was talking about, why it's harder to recover with Ike, because you don't have any sort of diagonal leeway. Either you are right under the stage, or you are not. There is no drift. Once you hit that up B, you will go up, and then you will go down. If there's a stage in your way, that's wonderful. But as you saw, if there's not, you plummet straight to your doom.
I think if Pepe's ever hovering Ike again in Fighter Select, they're gonna have like PTSD of this game and be like, "Oh, is it worth it? I don't know. Maybe we do go back to the Corin." That was a rough one. That's a rough one to go out on, but it still perfectly encapsulates what Smash can be. You expect, you think about the face-off, you know how these fighters will trade off against each other, and then SD after SD happens. So, Kilo Mouse, you gotta love it. We have more players of this VESL qualifiers moving on through the stages.
Yes, we do. And before we get to that, though, we're going to throw it back to our IRL casters on the couch to give us some more insight, some more laughs, some more breakdown on the matches we just saw.
All right. Yeah, no, that was fantastic. Who were you rooting for?
At Pepe.
Pepe?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, to be honest, I might have been.
You know. You might have been.
I might have been, but Cloud just looked so calm when he was attacking. Like, he knew what he was doing. He knew exactly where his opponent was going to go. He followed up a lot of those attacks. I was like, okay. If he's chill like that, then, honestly, I'm rooting for him.
Fair. Quick note, though. I would love to say I did love how the storyline played out with the Neat Newt series right before there. So.
Yeah, that was very interesting.
Yeah. I watched some reality TV. That's kind of just like giving me a good storyline like that.
A reality TV
with
show
Donkey
starring
Kong.
Donkey Kong.
Yeah, it's his show. His new show.
Yep. Yeah, so, what was that last matchup between...
Raymond and Pepe?
No.
The characters?
It was Bowser versus...
Marth. Marth, I think.
Yeah.
Marth.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no. To be honest, I just assumed that is a bad matchup for Marth because, correct me if I'm wrong, Bowser flies not too far because he's a heavy character.
He is a heavy character.
Yeah, so to
he
be honest,
does like. I know that I've seen Chair before because
Mhm.
he's been or they've been like on our in CMS League and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I know they like to play Bowser. So I was surprised to see them in a Donkey Kong pick, but it was also surprising to see them get their opponent to also choose Donkey Kong in the second game.
Right.
So,
but that last moment when Marth took the final hit on Bowser in that last match, to be honest, I genuinely thought that was Bowser hitting Marth. And then I was like,
Marth got that strength.
yeah,
You didn't
I had
expect
like a
it.
little gasp or something
No.
because it was Marth. Who knew?
Who knew? And then Bowser bopped all the way over here to the office.
Mm-hmm.
So
So-
we are actually going to ourselves be casting this game that's actually started right now. So
All right, let's get to it.
we're gonna pop that open right now.
All right. So it's
JJ
two
for
characters
real and
that
CJ.
no, actually, the squid person on the right is actually from a different game series that Nintendo owns.
They look familiar.
Yeah.
They're on the right.
Yeah, they paint everything. As you can see, the who is that? Roy?
I believe so.
Yeah, so Roy is now completely yellow. See, the guy's got a lot of
yeah,
paint.
yeah.
What that does for them,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Break it down. Okay, I was gonna.
No, I cannot break this down. I'm not sure what the paint does. I think it's good.
If I'm not mistaken, the paint makes Splatoon Kid or the Inkling more powerful. Like, so if it does more damage to the enemy player the more they're covered in paint.
What
So,
percentage was Inkling at just now?
Not a lot. I wasn't paying enough attention there.
Not a lot. I
but
didn't think it was a lot, but I'm fairly certain Roy has that one attack that can like insta-shot people when they're not even at 50%. If I'm remembering my Smash Bros. Lore correctly. Which is dangerous, especially because I think
Yeah.
Inkling is a small character, so they fly pretty far.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, that's, ooh.
Guess they just gotta learn how to counter that. But yeah, so Inkling, they basically their whole strategy is to just get as much paint on the field as possible, both on the field and on Roy, the enemy, so that they can just knock them off the map as quickly as possible.
They're doing, they don't have a lot of paint out right now, so we're about
Wow.
halfway through the match, it seems. Ooh, paint bomb. My
Yeah, that's
goodness.
a hard shot.
It is over. Honestly, I think you could probably call it now, unless they get paint down on the field. I think Roy's going to take it, which I stand to be corrected.
And no, it's still anyone's game, seeing as how some of the other ones have gone, especially that last game
Yeah.
with Charidon and Mewtwo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goodness. Are we about to see a 1-to-1 stock here?
Might.
Oh, goodness. All right. Predictions. Who do you think is going to win?
I don't know. CJ's looking pretty good. JJ for real.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
money's on Roy.
Oh.
Oh,
not
goodness.
the SD.
The magic words. My money is on Roy.
Yikes.
All right. Well, that's just the first one.
Yeah.
My money's on what was it? CJ Ryan. Or
JC Ryan or
JC Ryan.
JC J Cyan or G Cyan. Sorry.
close.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see some dodges where they dip down in the paint and they're like not in the world anymore.
I do like the paint strategy though.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's like brings you back to middle school,
Mhm.
but in a good way, in
Yeah.
a very combat middle school way.
Yeah.
I'm very confused as
Yeah,
to what you mean by this. I think you need. I think
You
you're
never-
gonna need to explain
You never
yourself.
painted in middle school. In fact, that's probably when I had the only art class
Really?
in school. Is
I
middle
think
school.
I had art class in every single version of school.
Yeah, same.
Really?
And you just have never painted since middle school.
Honestly, I don't think I had.
No,
Really?
the Coca-Cola case.
Oh yeah.
I suppose that would
Yeah.
be painting. Oh, also? Nah, that's fine. Yeah, no, if you guys don't know, we made a pretty cool Coca-Cola PC, which
We did.
would be really cool if one of these Smash players were playing on that. Not saying that you should emulate games.
I was about to say you couldn't do that if you wanted to.
You shouldn't emulate Switch games, but I'm just saying if you could,
Yeah.
that would be the way to do it.
solid handle on that. But yeah,
I try.
looks like we're going into our next match. This one is Kita versus JR Double.
All right.
Incineroar and Snake.
Ooh, okay. I have to vote for Snake. He's just so much cooler.
Listen, I saw Incineroar playing yesterday, and that's like, I gotta go with Incineroar. It's just such a fun character to watch. They got the whole WWE style to them. They got the fact that they can do that.
Oh my goodness.
That is my favorite move in the entirety of Smash.
Yeah, I do like that.
I think I just changed sides right there.
There you go. There you go.
Easily convinced.
Bro, that's
One move.
that's what I like. That's what I used to imagine and like practice in my room.
Oh yeah.
It's like against an imaginary fighter. Throw him against the ring.
Yeah.
They've come back and I just what's that?
KO.
I could KO him, but clothesline.
Clothesline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Snake just got clothesline.
All right. Wow. Snake is already up 124%. That is not looking good for them. But I do also know that because I was listening to the casters yesterday. If anyone was watching, you know, Seb and he was a big Incineroar fan. To the point that it was very exciting to see a double Incineroar mashup.
That was last night?
That was last night in the finals. Or not the finals, but like the final match of the night was two Incineroars fighting against each other. And it was definitely something. But I do know that he hits very hard. I believe he has something that is almost one of the hardest hitting moves in Smash.
How
At
much
least according
percentage?
to Seth. I don't know how much it is or how much damage it does, etc. But I just know that I think it's the thing where he does like a backwards body slam. Pretty sure that's what it is.
Off the top rope.
I don't know about off the top rope, but it's just kind of a backwards body.
Is it stronger than Snake's RPG?
I have no idea. You're asking the wrong guy.
We need spreadsheet. Spreadsheet on all of the stats for attacks.
Yeah.
Break it down.
Honestly, it's not looking too good for Snake. I think he's gonna be able to finish Incineroar's first stock off, but I don't know if he'll get too far after that.
Not with that attitude.
No.
Like,
You know what? My money's on Snake. There we go.
my
So-
money's on Incineroar.
What?
I don't know how you say
You're
it.
evening the battlefield out here?
Because I like the ring move.
Yeah, I think honestly, the fact that Snake is an underdog here, we'll see him lose, but he'll come back to win the next 2, 3, and then I'll be like, well, I told you so.
Came back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's the fact that they're up 3 stocks and have 222% is crazy.
Wow, they cannot get that final hit off. You know, I feel like after a while. Oh,
there you go.
finally.
Okay, at just under 250%, they go off the map. They
Crazy.
still have 2 stocks left, and Snake is at 98.
I don't think this is it for him.
This is not looking good. It's not impossible. People have come back from worse, but
Whoa! Did you see that cool trick shot?
I've never seen that.
alright. You guys pull it off, or will you be able to? Or I'll just call him JR Double. We'll maybe able to come back.
There's a good dodge there from Incineroar on that
Yikes.
landmine.
Oof.
Alright, Kita takes the win.
All right. So, you know, I think he might be holding back a little. Snake. I think he's holding back.
You think so?
Yeah.
Hustling a little bit?
Incineroar, I feel like he was doing really well. That seems like he's putting his full game out there.
Yeah. I mean, that's just crazy, like Zach was saying, though. The fact that he was getting, like, right below 250% damage and was still doing just fine. Like,
Yeah, I think Snake felt bad about going at and like taking him out
for
that
sure.
soon.
He's like, you know what? I'll just let you have it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He knew that his skill level was just up there, and so he was just like, all right, I'm gonna hold back for this first round.
It's a
just so you can
pity.
get a taste,
Yeah.
a taste of that win.
Yeah, it's like
And,
you know,
go
you gotta
into
let
it.
them get comfortable. Just like our casters were saying, you know, give them, you know, let them make those mistakes, and then don't correct it.
Let them feel safe, and
Exactly.
then
And then go for the strike.
And like I said, I do that with Kirby too. I float. I let them think they don't got anything to worry about, and then I come down.
You know what? I need to see Kirby against Bowser. Specifically this guy right here.
I mean, I've seen that happen a few times, at least last season. People have done that, and there have been some surprising turnouts with like how the game has gone.
I would love
Who
to watch
typically
them.
wins?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but I do know that it is like a very mixed bag.
What happens when Kirby eats Bowser?
He gets the little tuft of hair and the skull back.
Oh, I mean, what's his move?
I mean, I think he does fire, and I can't remember if he does the spinny thing with the shell, but
So Kirby breathes fire.
I believe so.
I think that's your strat.
This is going off of old
Fire
memory.
breathing Kirby. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna.
it's gonna be in the newspaper the next
Yeah.
morning.
No, I'm enjoying all these matches tonight, though.
Yeah. We got one more on us, and then once this match is over, we'll throw it back to the actual casters who at least know a little bit more of what they're talking about. It's just a smidge. Just a smidge.
Just a smidge.
But we're waiting to get this next match started.
All right.
Hopefully, it's not as much. Hopefully, hopefully G Cyan can pull it off this time.
Right. Quick question for you guys. Might be controversial, but it's on my mind because I was playing Mario Kart today. Thoughts on which game you like better, Super Smash or Mario Kart?
Mario Kart for sure.
What? No.
Mario Kart for sure.
It's not because I like Smash Brothers. However, Mario Kart has that very aggravating system where if you're clearly getting beaten by a lot because I'm always in first place, then you get like super cool items, and then like a blue shell comes along,
And
just
every
defeats
single
it. It's like,
time
that's
we're
not
off
fair.
screen,
I
we're
was
like,
I was first place up until the last moment.
Yeah.
And then you just steal it from me. I deserve that
It
victory.
works for that, yeah.
That's the thing is I really enjoy Mario Kart because it makes it fair for everyone.
Wow.
Because like if I'm winning, I'm gonna start feeling bad for the other people because I'm
Yeah.
gonna be so far ahead, right? Like I'm gonna be near the end of it. I'm gonna be near the end of the track anyways. I might as well have them at least feel like they're getting close.
Yeah.
So you know, give
Them
them
as in
give them a
players like
slight
me.
advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. You don't want them quitting too early because then you have a chance to beat them more. Okay.
But
yeah, I see.
I also really like the just
That pink.
some of the maps, and it's just a nostalgic game.
I agree, yeah.
You know, played it on the Wii, the DS, the 3DS, and now the Switch.
Yeah.
So it's been everywhere. Also,
All right, come on, G Cyan.
Yep. I'm calling it G-Cyan.
Yeah.
G-Cyan. If it's something else, then that's unfortunate.
Covered in paint.
Yeah. CJ already at 142. It's kind of wild. Almost just a minute in.
Who won the first game?
JJ for real.
Okay.
They won the first game.
But it was really close, though, is the
It
thing.
was really close. Well, actually, I don't remember. I think they might have been up 2 or up 1 stock. I think they might have been thinking they were lagging out, but they might have just been waiting for the fake. There's the smash.
nice.
All right.
Does Roy have a counter?
Oh,
Apparently.
apparently they do. Immediate stock change. Oh, this Wall Street, how much the stocks have changed. Doing some quick damage.
That's quick damage, but it's only 16%.
Yeah, but I mean, if you can get that move done at least twice, that's getting you almost to the same place until now, obviously. But that's one of the things that is nice about Splatoon is I'm pretty sure they do a pretty good amount of damage. The only issue is they kind of balance them out by having that little tank of paint. So that's why they'll go down and you'll see that little tank of paint recharging.
Yeah.
That's it's essentially a resource that they have to use.
It almost looks like Roy is reacting to their moves before they happen.
They've got future set going on.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe Roy's a fortune teller.
Yeah. But it's not looking good for Roy because he's covered in paint. So
Yeah.
if G-Sign can get some good hits in, then
So
that's
what
the
would
end.
happen? Would he get like stuck?
No, so basically, the more paints they're covered in, the more damage. I might be wrong on this, but the more damage they receive from an attack. So like that rapid fire attack did 16 without any paint. They're probably going to do more with the paint.
Okay, so he's in a dangerous spot right now.
Yes.
Oh, he's completely covered.
Completely covered. And
Oh,
now
is
he's
this it?
stuck.
Oh,
Now
wow.
CJ still has the advantage. They still are down by 71%, and there's the switch.
Ooh, they took him out
Oh, right.
from 71.
JJ for real up 2-0.
It's not over yet, though.
I
Not
know.
over yet.
It's not over yet.
I just don't
Cyan
think
was
this is a
holding
good
their own.
matchup. I heard that Roy is used a lot in tournaments because he's got such a powerful attack. I feel so bad for the little guy. Wow.
Yeah. So
Predictions.
now we're going back to Kita. Once they're all ready in the lobby, we're gonna go back to Kita and UA. That was JR double.
Yeah. Predictions is I have a feeling for some reason there's going to be a plot twist.
Okay.
You
Yeah, no.
never know in their third game.
Kind of hoping because then it's not going to be a clean sweep.
Yeah.
Get some interesting.
They're not.
Nerves will be high.
Mm-hmm.
Stress will be there.
My favorite.
We like to live stress-free lifestyles here at VESL.
Just keep you on your toes.
You might. I think everyone on the esports side of things might be wading through it
Oh, I am stress-free.
In your
until Roboverse gets mentioned, and then that adrenaline spikes.
Well, to be honest, I feel like we're at a pretty good spot. You know,
That's good.
I'm not
Yeah,
having to
me
worry
too.
about managing literally hundreds of matches right now. So
Okay. Just
we're
wait.
chilling.
Just wait.
Just wait.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
True.
We have almost 240 Smash players,
You know what I think?
and this is going to be more
Wow.
accessible than Smash. So
Oh, that is so true because we made it in Unity specifically so that anybody could play it on a web browser.
Mhm.
Hey, can't play Smash Bros on a web browser, can you?
Cannot.
not legally.
Yeah.
You
So
know-
what, people do that? Like you can download an off-brand.
Well, you can emulate the software, so essentially run the game on different things other
Yeah.
than Switch, which is obviously illegal because that's an illegal
Yeah,
copy
yeah.
of the game.
Yeah.
So don't do
And
it.
No, yeah.
Nintendo is probably the most
On it. Like,
on it
yeah.
Of anyone else. They
kind of like Disney. It feels like. Yeah.
exactly.
It's basically like that because at one point I think it was someone who was holding who made a website that had a bunch of those, like almost of every game, and they got sued so hard
Oof.
by Nintendo that I think they owe them like 40% of all or 25% of all of their earnings that they make for the rest of their life. Like just general like actual like salary. Or whatever. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's crazy.
I will never emulate Nintendo. It's all good.
Yeah,
You don't have to
no,
worry
it
about
is-
me.
So just make your own.
It is crazy.
I'll
Completely different idea. is
Completely
what I mean.
different
Like,
game.
yes.
completely
Alright.
different Smash Bros. Not even Smash. You know what? I'm not even gonna compete with
No.
Nintendo. You got it handled. You got
Yeah,
lots of teams.
yeah.
I love Nintendo games. I love The Legend of Zelda. I can't wait for that movie to drop. Did you guys hear about that?
No, what movie?
The
gonna
Legend of
be,
Zelda movie.
No.
Live action potentially.
Oh, that's exciting.
Though
Right.
I'm worried because live action can go really poorly.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
I heard
Also, we are actually going to go into this Kita JR double game, but our
Yes.
casters will be joining us, so we'll be off in the background
Ah.
watching. They will they'll be taking it over with their actual knowledge.
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is this us? Are we back into it? Because I am very excited to be back. It is time for, I mean, it doesn't look like it from the builds of these characters, but a matchup of the heavy hitters. Both of these characters can get obliterated by the other, but right now it's not really that mutual as Kita is getting Junior Double is actually getting a very large opening right now.
Very large indeed. It's becoming very difficult for Kita to find a way around this right now. Oh
Uh-oh.
dear. Well,
That's 62% though.
Yeah, that's a
one
way
more
around
big
it.
hit from Incineroar, and they might just be dead.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing about Incineroar. We talk about losing until they win, but Incineroar, I think, embodies that more than almost anyone else. Because you can get smacked around for the first minute of the game, but if you get one big opening, then it's all she wrote for the other player.
Ah, and that's just so punishing right now. So if you're Kita, what can you do to really take advantage of what's happened here? I mean, you're still sitting on about 150 here.
Oh.
Flames and embers abound here. They're trying to get that to junior double, but the wraparound.
Yeah, they off the ropes, and now 77%. One more hit will kill. And honestly, Junior Double is not getting a lot more than these soft hit, these little taps. When they get these big hits, they're always countered. And the thing about Incineroar's counter, it's called revenge, because the next hit you get is gonna do incredibly more damage. See, 138% right there. That was like a 40% down air, by the way. One more hit. That's all you need. Finally, a dash attack will finish them off at 100. Nearly enough when you're dying right there and now, once again off the ropes.
Yeah, it's falling victim to that revenge. It seems like every single attack just makes matters worse and worse here for Junior Double, who seems to be going about this fray cautiously now, because that might be the way to go. Any one little sliver of damage will compound and compound when you're against Incineroar here. So,
and little taps here or there, but you've got to get something bigger. I mean, Sephiroth's got a counter too, which you could use at the ledge, but the problem is Incineroar's actually been having a very easy time recovering. Incineroar doesn't have very many of those low-hitting moves besides the down air, which is very committal, and that forward smash, which gives you a very big burst option to punish Incineroar with. But one more of these revenges and we could see this stock vanishing.
Ooh, cheeky little ledge grab there between the two fighters. That's going to result in them both landing back on the platform. Sephiroth of Junior Double still trying to find that slash, but right into the shield dodge is Sephiroth, expecting that and annihilating them out of the stage. A glimmer of hope still available for Junior Double. But why don't we just pound that straight into the ground, into the hellscape they go.
Everyone jumps there. You have nothing to be ashamed of, Junior Double, but everyone jumps there. You want to get above the threat zone, above where you think your opponent is going to hit you. But the problem with Incineroar is I almost think of his movement as like a cross pattern, where he has burst movement from side to side with that dash grab that he has, and then he can jump really high and fall really fast. But he can't really move diagonally. He can't really move in the air. So he's either going to be bursting at you from the side or jumping up and down. And that is what they fell victim to right there. They tried to go above him, right into his threat zone.
Oh, man. And I love the fact that Incineroar just decided to still go for that. Maybe the movement is obvious, but if it's a strength, if it's an advantage, you have to play for it if the opponent falls vulnerable to it. And so they did. So I imagine maybe when we get to that round 3 that they don't fall into that trap again, but it was a struggle, Miles, because the way that match started out was a massive disadvantage for Sephiroth. I mean, for Junior Double, you were just climbing uphill the majority of that match.
You really were. Both of those characters are comeback characters, but we're going to see very different. Neither of these characters are really considered comeback. It's all about the fundamentals, all about the movement in these characters. Roy's explosive kill power versus Inkling's ability to maneuver. Slippery as can be, this Inkling will not be touched unless they are looking to start the fight. And already full ink online. Could be a room for some big damage right here.
Wow.
97% already.
Yeah, you mentioned big damage. That's certainly going to be it. And a lot of time, it's not that big neutral B splash. It's the prioritization of the paint roller on the ground that really G Cyan can't do anything but just land into. They've got to play the stage. They've got to walk in the ink, but that means that the paint is going to continue to be online. So no matter how much you rainbow, no matter how much you jump around and try to dodge it, G Cyan, at some point, you got to land into the muck.
As G Cyan Gets caught in a tech chase situation, but they roll right into it and they get the upper hand. Rapid Jab will give them a little bit of stage control, but again, I love this. Dashing back and forth. Dash dancing is not really a viable strategy for a lot of people. It is for Inkling up until you get caught by that side B. That Dancing Blade is going to be the finishing move right there for the side of JJ for real.
Whew. And G Cyan having a hard time getting back onto this platform and still getting more damage onto the Inkling, but there it is, up to 39. Locking the course, jumping around, dodging the platforms, and just being a nuisance right now over there to G Cyan. JJ for real taking themselves back onto the stage. And right below here, trying to take advantage, punching that sword up through the platform, but the Inkling getting a good dodge, utilizing those projectiles, and kind of dominating the spacing that they've been provided on the stage.
But we're running into one of the classic flaws of Inkling, where besides that bolt bury from the roller, Inkling struggles to get kills. You're not really going to be edgeguarding Roy all that much, not with that disjointed up B, so instead you're looking for a stray hit every now and then. And these jabs aren't going to kill, these throws aren't going to kill. G Cyan needs to find a bigger option, a more, an option that plays into their strengths, because otherwise we're just going to see JJ for real linger at these high percents for ages.
And those ages will trail on here. High percentages could be punishing here. There we go, JJ for real. 3 stocks to 1. And we haven't seen a 3 stock today. It seems unlikely, but there's some combos here for JJ for real. Could make it happen. Trying to evade all these attacks, but punching the wrong way. Those jabs landing to the other side. And the mix match there, G Cyan taking a stock finally off of JJ.
And we talk about scoop hitboxes. That is a literal scoop, hitting them with a bucket and sending them up. But now, here we are. We have a problem. The Inkling ledge trapping. It's strong because Inkling has that splat bomb. You see she throws it onto the platform and then she covers low. Both options are covered. But if JJ for real is able to get past that before any any setups come out, then we don't really see that trap be sprung.
Yeah, it's not gonna be able to be sprung if these evasions continue to occur. A little bit of a clash there as CJ gets a good shot on them. There's the sword through the platform, and that's gonna do it. GG, G Cyan, you are out of here.
That right there is a and the screenshot too.
Yep.
You got to document the moment. You got to get it in 4K because, I mean, it was an impressive performance. We said it was almost going to be a 3 stock, and not just because of JJ for real's offense, though that was impressive, but also because of their defense. It is one thing to say, oh yeah, Inkling has trouble killing, but if your opponent makes it easy to kill them, any character can send them off stage and take the stock. No, JJ for real was playing around those platforms, maneuvering, dropping through platforms with aerials, making it very tricky to know where they're landing. So even one of the most maneuverable characters in the game, Inkling, could not get their slimy little hands on him.
Exactly. No matter how much ink was coated on that cape, still he found a way to just maneuver beautifully around the stage, even with all those platforms still in the air. Just fell right through him and made a great showing out of it. So congratulations, JJ for real, on the victory there. I think there's still a victory to be had, Miles. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Incineroar, they've won 2 rounds only?
I believe that they have, which is an opportunity to close this out. It's a little bit scary being that Incineroar, because the idea is if you just play perfectly against Incineroar, if you just keep away and you don't engage in that threat range that we were talking about, that cross shape, then what is Incineroar going to do? He can't get to you. And that has been the conventional wisdom for a long, long time. And so we're going to see the Toon Link come out, a very floaty character, a very projectile heavy character who can keep that distance, but he's also lighter. So once you get in, you're in for a whole load of punishment.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to see Toon Link flying around here. As, while they are a projectile-based player, they can also become a projectile very easily with these forward smashes, with these up smashes, key to try to take advantage.
And even though they're trading 1 for 1, you gotta favor Incineroar right here because I mean, we're gonna see this young Link trade 1-for-1 again. But one big hit with that revenge online again. It doesn't just enhance damage, it also enhances knockback. So getting hit by that volleyball slam up is going to be the early stock right there for Kita.
And it tells a lot, I think, about the opponent that has to face the revenge. Like, how do you do under pressure? Because once you see that online, it's so important for you to be evasive, to get the hits to go, and to make sure that you don't fall victim to it. So that's going to be the first one against Junior Double, and we'll expect some and the movement to be prioritized to not fall victim to it again.
And it's a little bit of mental damage too whenever you see that revenge, because of the fact that you gave it to them.
Yeah.
They only have revenge because you hit them while they were countering. And sure, there are ways Incineroar can get setups, but right now we haven't seen the revenge at all this stock. Kita is just showing, I am not just my revenge. I am a fully realized 6-foot-tall cat, and I will end you with a forward smash with no revenge whatsoever.
Wow. I mean, what a 180, because Kita was down smash, but then flew back up and took down 2Link off the up B. Look at that vertical movement of Kita straight back down on the Junior Double. You can't blink an eye when you're against this Incineroar, powering through each smash, and maybe one attack off of a 3 stock, getting back into the platform, shielding, grabbing, throwing, almost for the kill, but surviving from the blast zone still is Junior Double.
Air dodges out of that up B, an opportunity right there on the backbreaker. Can they find the finisher? Falling down slowly, surely, uses that bomb to open up a passageway right here. Junior Double able to get back onto stage. Kita fighting to finish this off 3-0, to finish off this game 3-0, but the back throw will stop any hope of a 3 stock. Not for you, Kita, not this time.
Oh, not the 3 stock, but it looks like that last kill is right on the precipice. Send them out of here, Kita. You earned your victory.
Very impressive stuff right there from Kita. I mean, the fact that they're able to take one of the most unmaneuverable characters in the game, literally the slowest character on the ground in the entire game, and they are able to make it look like Junior Double can't find any room on that big old stage. It is a testament to just how well they control not just the stage, but their opponent's actions through the pressure they're putting out about what they might do.
Yeah, and what they might do felt like the potential, the sky's the limit for it there, because it was always changed up. There was so much variety in the gameplay. When you saw the recoveries going from a vertical aerial into just this dive bomb spike right back into the Toon Link, it's like, man, they're slow on the ground, but they can be quick in the air when they want to be. So that Incineroar turning into a homing missile at some points in time, I can understand the fear and the pressure that Toon Link was under. So well done from Kita getting that win, but we've got more to go. We have more to go indeed. Twice Mice off their win earlier, now for the reward has to play Beans.
And we were talking about the back air earlier and how it could have changed the pace of the match. In a match like this, back air is your best friend. You can see it starting now, tries to loop it into another, but they've already gotten this damage. But the long lingering hitbox, look at that, back air into back air into back air. It took Beans so much to get out of that chain, and now they are back on stage, but the pressure is still on. Twice Mice is still laying on the damage.
Love that down B as Beans takes flight there. You've got to catch him in motion. You got to make sure Beans knows that they're not safe when they're in the air there. There is no safe territory on this stage unless you're falling to the bottomless pit where they will allow you to go. However, there's been a turnaround here. Beans is laying on the damage here, and there might just be a strong hit coming here against Twice Mice if they're not careful. Hit out of the stage, and now it's up to Beans to edge guard and smash them away.
And here's the thing, Pyro. Look at that go meter flashing next to Beans' name. That means they have access to a few special attacks, 2 in particular, but not anymore. That is only when they're above 100%. And so in the meantime, they'll just have to settle for Terry's other kind of broken moves.
Where there aren't some broken moves, there are surely more, which Beans will be keen to showcase to Twice Mice. But at this point in time, Twice Mice treating Beans like they're a ball in the air and just tossing them around wherever they please. Twice Mice trying to get it down A there. Oh, dodges under the kick and decides to take some distance on the court before closing that gap right after. Beans get a couple solid kicks there. The diagonals of that up B create so much variety in the recoveries from Twice Mice, and they'll use them to take them away. How about that combo on the Thunder down? Beans is now back in that go sequence.
That Power Geyser is not going to break the shield, and a nice parry on the jab to give Twice Mice an opening. Excellent defensive play, but that shield's going awfully low, and I'm getting awfully scared, Pyro, because that goes online. They use that Power Geyser again. Jab, though, doesn't set up to it. Beans is getting these openings, but they're not finishing their food, and because of that, Twice Mice still hangs on. Even game right here, and the jab, or the projectile into the dash attack will be the finisher right there. Twice Mice holds the lead.
Oh man, I love that Twice Mice is combining different moves to move quickly across the stage and really keep Beans on their toes. Now Twice Mice definitely wanting some damage before they exit the stage, because you feel like that can happen at any moment. 3 up airs, make it 4, make it 5. Beans, you better get back on the ground, because when you're in the air, it is trouble for you. And trouble now in paradise for Twice Mice. We're even out at a stock.
Uses a special input up B with the intangibility to get an advantage right there, and now on this last stock, Beans is trying to close the distance, trying to track down this little electric rat, but it's not going to matter too much but until they just use that side B, the burning knuckle, to punch right through Twice Mice's defenses. All of a sudden, Pyro, this is an even game. One big hit is all they need, and Twice Mice gets caught dashing back, DIing the complete wrong direction because all they want to do is get away, and Beans steals that game out from under them.
You can DI to get away, but sometimes the getting away is not exactly where you intended to be. They went far, far away there, and Twice Mice coming so close to taking down the 1 seed. We didn't mention it yet, but Beans, the 1 seed in their respective group, facing now Twice Mice, who was the 3 seed, who got that pre-round win. So this is really for qualification here. This is these players trying to get to that final stage of the qualifiers. They are so close, Miles, and you can tell how close they are, how high the stakes are with how close that match came.
Yeah, both these players, an opportunity for an upset right here, which is always something that makes a player fight a little bit harder. Beans on the back foot, but they kept their composure right there. Overall, I just really like to see how, even though they were down a significant amount of percent, they knew Terry is dominant on the ground game. So they just had to weather the storm. Pikachu is going to come in with a Thunder Jolt, with an Aerial, both of them at the same time. It's going to put a lot of pressure on you, but if you're able to hold out and parry the second hit, then all of a sudden you have a big opening and Terry can jab, setting up for basically any move in his kit. Up B, down B, forward special, forward smash, any one of those special inputs we were talking about, Terry can combo into it all. And, well, was shown exactly how powerful that is in the end of that set.
Yeah, it seems to be even more powerful when you just see Pikachu flying around effortlessly with those strong attacks. And I hope we see that rematch again. What I have learned is that we're still doing our round robin showcase. We're still doing our double header action here, 2 matches at once, even as we've gotten to that final stage. We have another competitor named Dize, who is the 1 seed as well. Skedaddle apparently is that other player that we've seen before that is going to be playing Dize in that matchup when we get to it. So I believe we're waiting for Skedaddle to join that matchup for the time being. Killer Miles, it seems like you're pretty excited about this Terry Pikachu combination. I'm glad, because we're sticking with this match apparently. We're going to be seeing game 2 of that.
The thing that was a factor, and it's very hard to see, but every character, when they land in Ultimate, they have a crouch animation that they go into. They fall, and it's an auto-generated animation where they land on the ground and they kind of scrunch a little bit. Okay. There's a phenomenon called the Pikachu pancake, where when Pikachu does it, he's so small that he will duck under most attacks in the game, including basically anything Terry is throwing out there. So keep an eye out. I am expecting to see Beans go for a lot of down tilts when we see Twice Mice land on top of them, because if you're not, then how are you going to hit that pancake?
That's right. Yeah, it's just flat on the ground and ready to evade any attack. So let's see some of those down smashing. We're seeing a little bit of jib jab around here, some pow wow to start things off here. Some ranged attacks being dodged well, and wow, prioritization of some of the air attacks as well. So combination of attacks that either player's trying out, testing out as we start this 3-star. That's scary. I heard you say, "Oh, Miles." We all stopped with bated breath for that Pikachu.
Ooh, Twice Mice doing a great job keeping them in the air, though. I like the use of this Thunder, knowing Terry doesn't have a ton of landing options and exploiting that all the way to the hills. But locking onto the ledge right here, opportunity right here for Twice Mice to maybe set up an edge guard situation, but instead they just hit him up. I feel like Twice Mice feels so much more comfortable in these juggle situations when your opponent is right above them. That's where they keep trying to put beans.
And it's combined with the neutral B. They follow their shock most often to get those combinations. And you mentioned they like being below, Terry. Well, they don't enjoy being side to side. Those situations end up pretty dastardly for Twice Mice as it did there. However, responding in swift fashion as Twice Mice.
Yeah, Pikachu has a lot of options to just kind of throw out there. Both up throw and dash attack will just kill most characters at 130. And those are two very easy attacks to hit, which means Terry has a life bar. Even if you are surviving, Pikachu has a pretty guaranteed way to kill you at 130, which is why people for a long time thought he was the best in the game. Because he's got insane combo game, and then he just has consistency on top of all of it.
Well, one thing's been consistent in this second stock, and that's been Terry just manhandling Twice Mice. However, finally responding with a few attacks is Twice Mice here. These platforms that have gone onto the stage have posed a threat, actually, for Twice Mice. They enjoy Terry when he's above them, but this time he'll go above and then below for that downwards attack. What an attack there to give a massive advantage to Beans.
Ooh, opening right here, double down tilt, 54% from that one little exchange, and Beans, if they had hit that attack on the ledge, Terry has amazing horizontal kill power, and this is Town and City, this stage, which has very small blast zones to the side, so watch out for any deaths off the side right here if anyone gets caught in the ledge trap.
Oh boy. Yeah, well, we've seen a lot of center stage action, so I'm waiting for a moment like that. Okay, Twice Mice on this, wants to get out of it immediately, succeeds in doing so. Oh, going from the right to the left of the Terry, but still not able to get a jab, not able to get some combination. We're in that go phase, 100 plus damage there. Twice Mice easily shielding the ranged attack. Terry sending the feet towards the rat and almost putting them in a dire circumstance. The dash attack will not work though, and Beans still remaining grounded. The back air, the kill.
And I don't blame Twice Mice for going for that forward smash at the end. When you're down tremendously, you have to go for some brazen plays in order to make up that deficit. But it also leaves you open. So if your big Hail Mary doesn't end up panning out, then you gotta eat the consequences. You gotta get hit by that back air, and that will be all she wrote from Twice Mice, down 2-0 in this set after coming so close in that game one. It's heartbreaking, but it shows the adaptability that makes Beans our #1 seed.
I wonder if it was partly the stage, because every time the stage changed there, it felt like Twice Mice was trying to use the platforms to land on them to try to create some variety in the gameplay. But I mean, the Terry just stayed on the base platform and would kick up, would fly up, would have no problem getting air attacks back onto Twice Mice to just demolish them. So I feel like if we get an FD, maybe we'll get that closer match. Maybe we'll get that barn burner that we saw in game one between these two foes. But yeah, for some reason, Miles, I feel like the Pikachu was suffering on a stage like that, especially when you consider that the Thunderbolts that they love so much might not hit if they end up hitting the platform above.
It's definitely a set of drawbacks. As we're gonna see Skedaddle returning to the stage, facing off against a Dizhe.
Okay.
As Skedaddle took a pretty confident 3-0 earlier in the day.
Yeah.
But DZ also earned their way here. Tech chase situation. Skedaddle, we remember them being up close, ferocious, in their face. And doing that against Palutena is no easy feat. We'll see if they can hold on to this advantage right here, as DZ has not been able to get really a single solid hit.
It's not an easy thing to do. Oh boy, is the Wolf making it look simple. Has no problem with close quarters. However, look at that staff start to do damage. DZ trying to show exactly why they are the #1 seed. Look at the dodging of the gunfire there. And an air dodge there that Palutena would have liked to take more advantage of. But getting caught in that attack allows Skedaddle to get Palutena over 100 damage. Trying to close that gap of the distance once again is Skedaddle, and making Palutena pay for that. However, burning in the embers is Skedaddle, as now they're both over 100.
And this is looking a little bit hard for Skedaddle. Where do you find this kill right here? The ledge trapping is Wolf's specialty, but they keep going for this forward smash. Even a forward tilt, I feel like, would be the option right here. It just covers so much more, as right now, Skedaddle trying to keep them at the ledge, but DZ keeps evading. Palutena, fantastic defensive play, until you fall right into that up smash.
Defense can win championships. Hey, how about that one, catching Wolf a little off guard? But when you only play defense, it's tough to get an advantage. It felt like block after block, dodge after dodge, rainbow after rainbow. Yes, they were avoiding so much damage, but at a certain point, Wolf and the quickness, the brevity of their attacks, it's gonna get you.
Ooh, and now that forward smash opens them up. Back throw, opportunity for big damage. Wolf Flash comes out, but this is very scary for me, because Wolf kills so early at the ledge, and yet Skedaddle has not been able to find any sort of setup. Instead, it is DZ who is putting the pressure on the ledge from the range with this explosive flame, and Skedaddle just keeps falling right into it.
That explosive flame comes out so rarely, and after not being able to get these kills on the edges, which once again he's gonna fail to do so here, it's gotta be a mental game as well. This is the frustration is just mounting here for Skedaddle, as they're not able to pay off on these opportune scenarios, and the Wolf Dash is punished.
It's just a wall of light, that up smash. It doesn't matter if you go high, go low, does not bat Palutena's eye, because, well, she will cover it all with a single disjointed move, as opportunity right here for DZ to earn their seed, continue to lay on the pressure onto Skedaddle. Ooh, I'm a little scared, though, at this ledge. Back throw is going to set him an edge guard situation all the way to center stage, but the drag down up air, this juggle is just going to keep going. It's so hard to avoid it once it gets started. No resources at all. Falls into the explosive flame again. DZ is suffocating Skedaddle.
My God, there's no escape right now. There's nothing. This is target practice right now for the Palutena. And it's going to end in a demolishing blow. What an incredible sequence of attacks to end it there for DZ.
Fantastic stuff right there. It was getting a little hairy towards the end, where I wasn't seeing any of the infamous Palutena combos. 0 to 45, consistent as can be. We weren't really seeing that from DZ. But it didn't matter, because what they lacked in the combo game, they held in the advantage game. It doesn't matter if it's true combos, if you're still hitting your opponent over and over again, if you're still making it impossible for them to get back to the ground, if you're keeping their resources away from them, because your jump only replenishes when you get back to the ground. So once it's gone, it is combo city for players like DZ.
Yeah, they took full advantage of that towards the end. I really hope we see more of it, but of course, if you are Skedaddle, you are trying to close that gap as much as you can. Try to rush attacks, try to keep Palutena out of those scenarios where you're jostling in the air. As well, needing to take advantage here is Skedaddle on the edge guarding. We've seen a lot of situations and scenarios where Palutena has to get back on the stage, but Miles, they end up doing it effortlessly and unscathed. There has to be that situation where the Wolf can take advantage.
There is. I mean, Wolf, I feel like, has spectacular ledge trapping, ledge game, and we're seeing a lot of hard reads coming out from the side of Skedaddle, which is cool. It's good. It's fun. It makes for a very watchable experience. But I'll be honest, sometimes you just need to go for consistency. A lot of Wolves don't like the fact, 99% of Wolves won't tell you, forward tilt will solve almost all of your problems at ledge. You throw those purple claws forward, and all of a sudden, you're covering roll, you're covering get up attack, you're covering jump, you're covering neutral get up. Pretty much all it doesn't cover is if Palutena drops down, rises back up with an invincible back air. Palutena's back air is invincible, by the way. That was, just a fun little tactic that was used, built into the character. But it's very hard to avoid in the end, as Beans and Twice Mice are back up to the stage now. Twice Mice looking to keep themselves from being knocked out in the group stages.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, so much to talk about with that Palutena Wolf face-off, but we will catch it later, as we could be seeing the last stage that we witness of Twice Mice on this Pikachu. It's been so exciting to watch, and we will see the stage change that I was hoping to see. I didn't want to see platforms in the air, Miles. Nothing to land on, but one platform here on FD.
And Pikachu is very good on this stage, but Terry has some of the best ground game in the game. When his 2 feet are on the ground, he's happy as a clam. So you took him to a stage where everything is ground, and that is a little bit scary for me. Twice Mice has to use the big advantages that this stage gives them. Otherwise, we could see Beans running away with it. Up throw right here. Are they going to get that spike? No! Instead, Beans gets back down gracefully to the ground.
Woo! That's graceful as well. A nice little flight into the air through the blast zone. Oh my god, that Twice Mice loves these up airs, loves getting that initial damage onto Beans by keeping him in the air there. Likes to close that gap. Forward smashes, getting some damage as well, creating distance with those shocks. And Beans just seems to be eating it. Beans knows that once the attacks start to form, start to shape, they'll get their chance too.
A little dicey right here every now and then, as you gotta remember, Twice Mice almost won that first game, and they're keeping this second game very even as well. I'm liking the way they're controlling the game with these slow-moving projectiles. And that's the thing, a slow-moving projectile is a lot more threatening, and they get the up-throw Thunder as well, spiking them right back down to the powerful Thunder Strike hitbox. That's exactly what you want to be seeing from Twice Mice.
Here's the thing, though. If Twice Mice continues to lean on these sequences that we're seeing again and again, Beans is the #1 seed for a reason of their group. They're going to start punishing Twice Mice for these attacks. Look at Beans start to really close the gap here a bunch and just eat up some of these attacks with the shields and just respond with an attack like that. Jumping past that one, getting back to the ground, taking center stage, allowing for Twice Mice to just be baited in and taking these attacks. Lots of distance on that edge guard as Twice Mice makes their way back to the platform, back to the stage, trying to get as much damage as they can on the second stock. And 46, well, that's not so bad.
And you can't go into autopilot mode right there. You saw Pikachu just kind of drifting in with the Thunder Jolts, and it did not work. It did not play to their advantage. Terry has the defensive tools if you land right on top of him, not 100% prepared to counter them. And even though Twice Mice is still technically in the lead, they're on 1 stock apiece. Pyro.
Yeah, 1 stock on their final game as well. This is a best of 5. This could be the end of Twice Mice here if Beans plays their cards right. They're shielding. They're trying to protect themselves from every attack, staying in the air, staying lofted, getting the damage up now to 84. The up air not combining on the effort, but certainly the sequence of events. Advantage now for Beans. More distance on the edge guarding. Once again, trying to time their attack well. Now Twice Mice over 100 could become a flaming projectile. On one more blow here, jumping past the Thunder Jolt is Beans. Gets another attack, tries for the up air, misses it. The forward smash going to be punished in the air, but still surviving is Twice Mice.
Twice Mice on the ledge, holds on for so long, you can see the fear, and it does not matter. Rolls right into an uppercut. Twice Mice could not quite close it out. Beans showing exactly why they're the top dog in their group with a 3-0 over Twice Mice.
Congratulations to Beans. I believe that means that you are moving on to your LAN later on in your region of North Carolina. You got to win your match. You did all the winning you needed to do in the group stage to get the good seeded spot here in the single elimination bracket. So good on you. But twice mice, what an effort. I mean, if you look at just a little bit of differences, Miles, in map 1 or stage 1 and stage 3, you could be seeing a game 4 or a game 5 here. It really was that close.
I really see it almost like a Dark Souls boss fight where you're fighting for so long. It feels like hours. You've got them down to one hit and you just need to finish them. And then you become shockingly aware of just how mortal you are. So you back up. You play the range game. You strike from afar, but you cannot finish the game from that far away. And because of that, you did see Twice Mice unable to get that finishing blow and Beans taking it home. So another game where we might see someone with a little bit of distance as DJ goes over to the Isabelle for the second round of this match.
Okay. I mean, the Palutena, I had a lot of fun watching. It seemed like they were fully in control of how they wanted to operate that fighter, but with that proficiency surely comes the same in more fighters of this game. So Isabelle, I'm excited to see that variety of play here. Definitely utilizing the net quite a bit. We've seen Wolf caught up in it at least once here, trying to find it again. There is DJ, but Wolf becoming more keen to it.
And this fishing rod has not yielded many results, but it has forced Skedaddle to avoid it. And at the end of the day, if you're controlling your opponent's positioning, you might as well have hit them. If you're forcing them towards the stage, does it matter that you did 5% while you were doing it? This fishing rod, Skedaddle is respecting it, which is a good thing because it can grab you just like that. But at the end of the day, it's still forcing Skedaddle to retreat at every turn.
And you can notice that DJ has a plan for once that fishing rod hits as well. It resulted in one combo, and you could tell that still DJ was looking for more. I knew that net would come to form later on. There is Skedaddle landing right into it, but now Skedaddle needs to land a good punch because down one stock, they are keen to make that even at 2. Skedaddle coming in, closing that gap. Now to the ledge guard. Will we see those purple fangs, those claws come out? Almost. I'm trying to see if Skedaddle's taking your advice, Miles.
I mean, their playstyle is working out for them, don't get me wrong. Skedaddle has been one of the more formidable players we've seen all day, but DJ, there's kind of fluidness in the way they just drift back right outside Skedaddle's range, and then they set up their trap and wait for Skedaddle to react to it. And there's always a way through with Isabelle. She puts down her mine, she puts out her fishing rod, there's always a way through, but it's different every time, and if you've approached just the wrong way, then DJ gets their win.
Man, that gun just getting past the fishing rod, so the net comes out. And Skedaddle getting back onto the platform, trying for some air attacks. Utilizing this gap with the gun once again. But as soon as that gap closes, it just feels like Isabelle has the advantage. Getting some massive damage now onto Skedaddle. Only feels like a moment in time. DJ fine for Skedaddle to come in and just crawl into Isabelle's net, but it won't happen on that attack. Sent off the edge there. Shielding, holding this range. Fishing rod there. Will it result in a combo? Not quite. Skedaddle goes from high into the air back to the ground.
Now, as you can see, the fishing rod probably not going to kill, but at this point, basically any of Isabelle's stronger moves will. That was a forward air. That was a basic zoning tool for her. And that second one sent Skedaddle off the side. So it doesn't matter that the fishing rod doesn't kill because eventually something will.
And part of it is the tenacity to go for that attack off the edge. Like, I feel like we haven't seen a lot of aggressive edge guarding here. It's been a lot of, no, I want to prioritize stage control. I want to make sure that I have the center stage here and that if I want to bait into attacks, I can. But yeah, DZ, I mean, it's sporting that confidence, showing, no, I know how to get the kill when I want it, and I'm gonna get it. Now, that being said, they are surviving quite long on this second stock and creating a world of trouble for Skedaddle that this final kill might just come before Isabelle falls off the stage.
Playing around this mine, dancing around, doing little somersaults over the top as Skedaddle refuses to engage in the battlefield of DZ's choosing, but it doesn't matter. Opportunity right here, but goes for an uppie right there, resets the situation, and now Skedaddle, ledge trapping opportunity, goes for the down air again, but it's not going to avoid them any favor this time. Opportunity to finish them off at the ledge here, goes for the down air, but again, it doesn't connect.
Scary there.
Ooh.
Yeah, spending a lot of time in the air. I mean, you're mentioning this is an opportunity for a ledge guard, but it's just again and again DZ wanting the wolf to climb into their net and send them out of the stage. Well done from DZ on the Isabelle.
Ooh. And another screenshot. Another fantastic showing. You know, just flexing. I'm pretty sure that's just VESL wanting to show off their winners of every match, but also it's nice to see.
Oh yeah.
As
yeah.
At this present time, we have seen a lot of attempts from Phantom to find the opening right here, but against someone with defensive play, a trap-based player like DZ, I don't know if Skedaddle's aggressive play style is really the play. So where do you go? I mean, obviously, the Reflector can find some play, but there aren't really any big projectiles from either of them like we saw in the Corin matchup. Also, using more landing back airs, it's got a little bit more range, could find a better opening. It also sends them very horizontally out, and because of that, you put DZ off stage where they don't have access to any of their traps. Another chance where maybe, just maybe, that could give you a way to find a kill. But at the end of the day, DZ is not letting themselves get hit by those. They're getting popped up, yeah, but they're floaty enough that they come right on down, no problem.
Exactly. Listen, the trap game worked incredibly well for DZ on the Isabelle. It felt like Roadrunner, where like Wolf was just like dashing into every attack, but just landing into every trap. Like Isabelle in so many situations was that Roadrunner, like, good, you've come in for more. Allow me to set up this new trap that I have for you right at the edge of the stage. Like, I don't know, it's so rare for a character or a fighter who wants that center stage so badly for them to just be poisoned by it, because they were forced out to the edge so often and trapped and punished for it. So, and definitely an interesting one. We do still have DZ needing to finish this series. If I'm not mistaken, Miles, that's one win on Palutena, one win on Isabelle, and we don't know what the rest has in store.
Yeah, we don't. And I'll be honest, I wouldn't be shocked to see a third character come out, because why not?
Yeah.
It's clear that DZ is having fun with this, experimenting with these different characters. Meanwhile, Skedaddle, they're looking to Skedaddle. They're looking to come in, play their one character, play their one game, and what are we watching? Okay. Oh, it's not the same people. I was like... Oh, and now we got the Little Mac on screen, who, I mean, you don't think of him as a glass cannon, but like he, once again, will get hit and hit and hit and always get back up, and then these few hits he gets are just so brutal.
Whew. Yeah, you're not kidding. That punch right there was lethal. And now he's in the KO's online as well, so you got to worry about this. Couple dodges there. Keeps him out of the way of Ness, but that PK fire, the yo-yo, sling him and send him out.
Cool. A little bit of a haymaker right there. Just dash attack after dash attack. And Little Mac doesn't really have a lot of end lag, so he can just throw out a barrage of punches over and over again. And if you don't have the tools like the PK fire, like the disjointed forward air to shut him down, then he is just going to keep swinging at you until your guard breaks.
Exactly. PK Thunder gonna get JJ back on the stage there, and he's gonna be a victim of that punch there. Oh, goodness, Little Mac, what happened there? They wanted to punish so badly that they fell to the ground themselves.
And right here, Soul is maybe SDing.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
Soul.
It was an
It
awkward
happens.
death from Little Mac. I think Soul's just like, okay, we'll even it out here. Well, not even on stocks, but they're back to square one on the stock that they're on currently.
And well, you gotta be ready for the super armor right there. It slips right out of the down tilts, those little twinkle toes, and immediately into a big old hit. But the disjoint, the projectiles, they're things that Soul has so many of, and Daniel has none of those. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer, and Daniel can't find a single opening right here, despite throwing out so many different attacks.
And it hurts. I mean, especially in scenarios where Soul is prioritizing this PK Thunder bolt, but then Little Mac, like, there's these opportunities to punish and just can't get a handle on this evasive Ness. Just rushing, dashing around, seems to be reading everything that Little Mac wants to put out there. The air attack working, the thunder compounding, the air attack again is good, but it's not enough quite yet for Soul.
Yeah, 170, but you can't sleep easy. Little Mac can just kill you at 0 if you're not careful, especially at maximum rage, as super armor on that forward smash. Doesn't matter how hard you hit him, he's still gonna hit you in return. Opportunity to finish right here, and KO punches online, Pyro. One pop-up into that KO punch will be death right here. But we're not gonna see it.
It was there. It was ready. And I think that's why we saw the kill so quickly, because Soul's like, yeah, I'm not having any of that. Please end this game as quickly as possible. Another screenshot there. Hey, why not? But we will remember, of course, what Ness has been able to do there. Congratulations to Soul for getting the first game in that best of 5. I will say, looking dominating there, Miles. We saw a very confident Ness as those up B thunders into themselves, propelling them in the air, and then still recovering back to the stage without being punished. That gives Soul as much knowledge as they need to kind of do as they please and run amok as they will. So that match will continue, but folks, I think that we have to finish our DZ matchup as well. Versus that Wolf, who you were starting to say, Miles, we may see a skedaddling of that fighter. We may see a switch up for Skedaddle. I mean, they're good on the Wolf, but it just hasn't worked yet against DZ.
I mean, Wolf is kind of a everyman fundamental character where the buttons work how you would think they would. The down air hits down, the up air hits up, the forward air hits forward, and the as complete switch up. But Cloud is also, yet again, another very fundamental character. His moves work how you think they should. There's not really a lot that's that complicated about him. The main difference is he has the range to contest when you see DZ slipping away, and also the speed to track down DZ in the air as well. I feel like this is a very good pick.
See if that comes to form here for Skedaddle. A little bit scary on that ledge, and almost Skedaddle winning that battle, but instead DZ finding themselves surfaced back onto the platform again. That arisen platform, oh, it's going to be an advantage for Skedaddle as well, keeping the Inkling off the stage and sending him out.
Ooh, yeah, no, this is a big momentum swing for Skedaddle. They not only have advantages in the neutral, really the only place that DZ has an advantage over them is the ability to maneuver around them. And yet that doesn't matter that much on this stage. Hollow Bastion, we talked about this before. You can dominate the entire stage just by controlling that center platform. So the movement advantage isn't even all that big.
Eating that attack up with the shield. See Inkling, and now they're in the dirt there, in the muck. Skedaddle still surviving off of their first stock. For how much longer is that attack's going to miss? DZ not able to punish on that effort. Holding on to the sledge as they did with the Isabelle, but a little bit more movement oriented now on this agent. Oh, that blast is definitely going to connect on the Skedaddle. Now we've got the combination. Hello. Okay, sends them not laterally, but vertically. Miles thought we might see the KO there, but instead, Skedaddle survives.
It's a little bit, I hate to say it, but it's almost like slapstick the way DZ is getting these buries, but it's clear that this is not their main. They understand the fundamentals, how the character work, but they're not always getting the follow-ups when they get the bury, when they get the pop-ups with the up air and up tilt. So we're seeing DZ start to wake up, but is it a little too late? Skedaddle gets caught out of the jump right there. No jump whatsoever. Still in the air, still being juggled. 63% already stacked up after they were a full stock up over DZ.
I was gonna say, it's gonna become a problem for DZ if they can only get the kill with 200+% on their opponent, but if you're working them to 100 this quickly, maybe it's not an issue. Maybe the damage buildup is so efficient for DZ right now that it's not a problem, but hey, not an issue to KO Skedaddle in that form right there. Finally, the side attack works in that sequence.
Rapid fire. That's that ink splatter gun that I was talking about. Stacks up the ink so fast. Landing bear as well. Back air is one of the slippery. We were talking about slippery. That move comes out so fast, has no end lag. I want to see DZ poking with that so much more. Skedaddle right now, their opportunity, do or die, clutch or kick. Because if they don't win it out here, then they could be out in the group stages. You want to keep yourself in this match, but DZ is proving to be insurmountable. They just won't die. They won't stay down no matter how many times you hit them. Now 1 stock to 1. Can Skedaddle mount this comeback?
It's time, Skedaddle. You gotta quit getting painted into the ground there, and you gotta land these attacks that could take DZ out. Damage starting to build up, but only at 8 here, and lands right in that paint explosion, almost into the hammer as well. But Skedaddle able to evade it. Finally gets out of the dirt again, and those create some very scary situations for Skedaddle. You have got to see that paint roller when it comes. You can't end up in it again. Able to dodge it that time, but how many more times will they have to evade it?
DZ has to finish their food. You can't taunt to get bodied. You can't bury them and not finish off your opponent, because right now Skedaddle could very easily finish DZ, especially if they land right in front of them. DZ had the win and they gave it up to throw in a taunt, and that is exactly how you invite yourself to be taken down by Skedaddle, who has evened it up 1-2, a point on the board for them.
Skedaddle wasn't having it. No way. Said, you cannot let me sit in the dirt and not KO me and expect me to roll over and give you another shot at it. He evaded that roller so many more times, and he earned that chance at a stage number 4. So well done to Skedaddle. Miles and I, though, we are going to take a break. And I know you missed our IRL casters in the booth on the couches over there. So, guys, go ahead, take it away.
Plot twist of the century.
I know.
Okay, Skedaddle.
I'm very glad, relieved even, that he was able to pull that off. Not only because Cloud is a cooler character, but also because we get a cool potential 5th match where they're going head-to-head and we get a comeback.
Going to Game 5.
Right?
That is rare to see, especially when it comes to some of these students.
Did Skedaddle use Cloud in any of the games before?
Not that I've seen.
In the games? Yeah, there was Cloud. Cloud was...
Well, Skedazzle.
Oh,
Skedazzle.
Skedaddle.
Skedazzle.
Skedaddle.
Skedaddle.
There you go. Skedaddle, I don't believe, has used Cloud before. But we're actually about to go see JJ versus Pie Guy in just a second. That's
Pie Guy was Little Mac, and to be honest,
Yes.
I really like Little Mac because he's kind of like
Daniel versus Soul.
Captain Falcon, and I really like Captain Falcon.
You do.
The only thing is, they're kind of dangerous because they're side Bs. At least Little Mac, he falls off the edge a lot, and so to be honest, when I play the character, I'm more scared of myself than I am of the enemy.
Self-damage.
Which is which is why I love to see little guy people like play little guy because like how do they or little Mac, my bad. Little guy is Ness.
Little guy, yeah.
Yeah. No, but I love to see because it's like how do they not fall off?
Yeah.
No, that's completely fair. And
Maybe it's a skill issue.
Oh, you did not. Oh wow. You know what? We have to 1v1 now. You say you beat me. You say
Again.
skill issue.
Yeah.
I think,
Again. Wow.
I think that can be arranged. No, it's one of the few things that I know is that Little Mac is very much a the recoveries on that are just not easy. But I was doing a little bit of reading because I know that you were curious about the limit charge.
Yeah.
And essentially, Christian, since I know that you played Little Mac a lot, or at least have, that the meter that the Little Mac has is very similar to the limit charge.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the KO.
Yeah. So essentially, it just like you build it up by taking damage or giving damage out.
Honestly, I think I've hit the KO twice.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I did get one of my friends, one of our mutual friends, a lot with the fact that I could change the direction. Little Max charging up haymaker thing.
No.
Is neutral B, as they will.
Julianne, do you know what a neutral B means?
No, I just wasn't.
I
Wasn't even
wanted
gonna
to
ask,
see.
but I
Yeah. No, it's so essentially, you know, whenever you can attacks can be changed depending on how you're moving the joystick. So if you move it to the left or to the right, that can be a different move than if you move it up or if you move it down.
Okay.
But what is it? Neutral B is when you're not moving the joystick at all. So and that's when you just press the button. And that could be
Yeah, I've
completely
never
different stuff.
utilized any of those
Yeah.
functions.
And you beat us?
That's what I'm saying.
Wow, it's
Spam
just
the
natural
hits.
skill, yeah.
Yeah, just natural.
Apparently it's a skill issue.
I just close my eyes and then it works itself
Will it
out.
into existence.
Yeah.
That's completely fair. It looks like JJ or Soul just got knocked out, but High Guy's still able to hold their own with only 11%. That's pretty nice.
You know what's super cool? Their names are on the screen like that.
I know. And occasionally you'll see them as if there was another camera.
Ness is a Pokemon confirmed?
Yeah.
He's on a Pokemon stage?
Oh, I just noticed that.
Yeah. This is Pokemon Stage 2, or Pokemon Stadium 2, my bad. One of the 10 available maps that we let players choose from.
Ness, use PK Fire. Is that the same character? Or is it
Ness is PK Fire.
Oh, okay, cool. I got it.
Yeah, I think I like this stage. Like,
It's clean,
yeah, it's clean. You got 2 platforms. That's all you need.
got-
Flat ground. You got a little bit of.
It's got a crowd, kind of like Rocket League.
Yeah. Yeah,
it
it
is
does
a very
give
Rocket League
yeah,
feeling map.
I like it.
Yep. 99%. Ooh, oh, I was about to say, I thought that he got knocked out, but 99%, 98% for JJ now.
Oh, yes, sir! Let's go! Sorry.
In the face.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Little Mac lost last time.
Little Mac did lose last
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
No, actually, no. They did not.
No, they lost. Little Mac lost.
Are you? You're right. You're right.
Yes.
You are right.
I am that guy. See, I just
guess
have
the
more storage
scoreboard is
capacity in my
wrong.
brain.
That is that. There you go.
Nice. So 1-1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1-1. It is a tie game.
Nice.
We love to see tie games.
I'd love to see it.
It won't
That
be
means we're at
for
least
them.
getting a game 4 with
Mhm.
Little Mac. Just like how we're about to see game 4 with DZ and Skedaddle.
Nice. So obviously, your team, Little Mac. Zach, who would you want to win?
I mean, I want to see it get to a game 5.
Yeah.
But I really don't have a
Neutral.
preference because it's tied.
Yeah.
And like, you know, once I start seeing a little bit of a power disparity, that's when I'll start to make a
Okay.
decision. But right now, they're very close players.
It should be an easy decision because Ness is so frustrating to play
No.
against.
Oh,
But that's the
To
thing
play
is
against.
like, he may be frustrating to play against, but that means that you know, if he plays him well, that's something. That's not
I
something to.
suppose.
why do you say he's frustrating to play against?
Because of PK Fire.
So
You
it's
just
been
run at him.
It's like a meme essentially where he does PK Fire over and over and over
Oh,
again,
okay.
and it like kind of stuns you. But
Yeah. Just
it's
like a
not.
nuance.
It's definitely overrated.
Okay.
He's not as bad as the guy with the tree, though.
All right, now into the
That
fourth
is,
game. I
that's
wonder
Villager.
how
Yeah,
this is going
game
to play
4.
out.
20 seconds in, and Phantom is already 62% up.
Wow.
I know, but instinctively rooting for the 2-2. Like, I want Skedaddle.
Yeah,
You know?
we gotta see
Keep
it.
it
We gotta
going.
see a game 5, especially because DZ is #1 in his group.
Oh, goodness.
True.
So that means DZ is like supposedly one of the best players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, it's not seeming like it's seeming like a close game. Well, not anymore, but it was seeming like a close game.
I don't know. I think DZ was showing some strong edge guarding there. And I don't think Cloud was. Or maybe
DZ.
Yep.
DZ just got
It's
rid of
like literally just get rid of the H.
DZ
DZ. DZ versus Skedaddle.
versus Skittle.
Sure. Okay, charging up that limit. Oh, this is not looking good though, because Skedaddle is up. Skedaddle not only has more percentage, but it is also down 1 life, so it's not looking too good for a possibility of a game 5. But I'm still holding out hopes.
What? He just keeps barely missing those.
Oh.
goodness.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Skedaddle. I think DZ realized what they were doing wrong and
Adjusted.
It looked like I
Yeah.
saw a little taunt there
I
as he
respect that.
wiggled in the air.
they knew Palutena was more of their pick versus Skedaddle.
Did they wait to choose the strongest character?
No, they
Those guys.
played Palutena.
Oh, okay.
They played Palutena first and then went to Inkling, and so now they're back at Palutena.
To be honest, I'm surprised that he stayed on Cloud. Because if it were me and I had switched to a character and I won, I would expect my opponent to expect me to go with that same character. So I would probably pick a different one.
Well, that's not usually. Not everything is necessarily just about counter picking. Because yeah, DZ may have accounted for the fact that they were Cloud, that sort of thing. But it doesn't necessarily mean that either A, they're going to change specifically because of that, but also B, that doesn't necessarily mean that what they choose isn't also able to be dealt with as Cloud. Like Skedaddle might have been able to take care of Palutena as Cloud, but currently,
What does the Wikipedia say about that matchup?
I don't know. I'm not gonna look that up. That's such a specific question to ask.
One day, I'll find the answer. Oh my goodness, a calculated move. What a save, what a save, what a save.
Thank you for Rocket League emoting on us.
Of course.
All right. Well,
All right.
congrats to DZ as they move on from this bracket match.
It was a good show, though. Put on a good show.
Yeah, no, I actually enjoyed watching
Yeah, I
that
did
match.
too.
Not that I didn't enjoy watching the other matches, don't
I
get me
just
wrong.
really
I
Yeah.
don't know, man. It seems like you didn't. Seems like you were
Gosh,
bored.
these amazing Smash players
They're
in
just
our
all so
amazing
good.
gaming community. How could I possibly force myself to watch it? No, that was great. No, I like the sword.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah,
The
the sword
counters
was
to the
pretty cool.
sword.
I always appreciate when Inkling's in it because that's a fun new character for me to watch. Again,
Yeah.
I'm like whole new to watching Super
Yeah.
Smash. So
I need to
think-
see Ganondorf play.
Yeah, Ganondorf would be a cool one to see. I want to
Versus Zelda?
see. I doubt that would be a matchup. I want to see Mr. Game & Watch, not because I like Mr. Game & Watch. I actually despise that character, but just because I want to see how people might react with Mr. Game & Watch.
I compartmentalize both Mr. Game & Watch and Wario in the same box
Really?
because they're both like those. To be honest, I don't know why Game & Watch is banned. I've never had a
It's not
problem
banned.
playing against them. What? I
It's
thought
not
it
banned.
was.
No, it's Steve that's banned, and it's Mr. Game & Watch that like people also kind of want banned.
Yeah, no, but I
For
still
what
just don't
reason?
Get,
Just
yeah.
because
That's
he's difficult to
drama to
play
me.
against.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember having a problem against it. Well, maybe I was just playing not good people.
Yeah. No, he's one of those characters that like he has, I believe it's a 1 in 10 chance of an instant kill.
Really?
Yeah, because he has a thing where like it has a sign with a counter above his head, And if he gets an 8, I think it is, it's an instant kill. Maybe it's just 10, I don't know. But it's something like that. And I just know that people don't like that. But also, I've seen people be really talented at playing as him, and it's fun to be the opponent.
I will keep my eyes up. All right.
Alright.
Ness is up a stock. Doing pretty good. Dodging this one. Ooh, not
that one.
Did they both keep their
Yeah, they
players?
both
Okay.
stayed the same characters. They're not wanting to switch, which is interesting. But I mean, I guess they are tied, so.
Yeah.
Ooh. Some interesting guarding going on here. I feel like I don't. Could you ever land one of those hits like that on the ledge if they know that you're charging it up? Like everybody can see you charging.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's got a KO ready though, so we can see. Oh!
Box loaded.
I think he just pulled it off, but that was only 19%. Damn.
Not the PK5.
I can't stand it.
Alright, so we're 2 minutes in, and so far it's looking like Pie Guy's not having a fun time. Daniel is
Not at all.
up 136%, 146%, and not looking too hot.
Oh, goodness. See, now that was some skilled edge guarding there.
The real question is, can Daniel do anything about the fact that he is down a stock before losing his own?
They would just saw one of the few parries in this game. To be honest, if I was playing Overback, I would be playing on the platform. Not necessarily hitting them off, but I'd be at least trying out more.
Fair enough.
No, but the worst thing about it though
KO.
is that you can parry projectiles, but like if they're far enough away, which is not
Yeah.
very far at all, then you don't get the hit off. And it's like you did a cool move, but for what? There's no payoff. And honestly, I've been punished like that. It's like, why should I be punished for a good parry?
Why should I be punished for something I did
Daniel?
correct?
Exactly. It's like some bad feedback loop.
Yeah. So it's looking like Daniel is up 120%, and there's
Whoa!
the final smash. Oh, no, he's still alive.
he's alive.
He's still alive, and he
Oh,
managed
wow.
to recover.
Still kicking.
I will say, even though he is down, I will say one of the things is that
Was that a parry?
he knows how to recover his Little Mac, which is
Yeah.
not
Which
not
is
easy
impossible.
task.
Oh!
Wow.
Oh, he's got a KO! This could be it.
Oh my God!
Wow.
I did not see that.
No way!
No.
I
The
completely wrote
comeback.
him off when he flew off
The
that one time.
comeback.
That was impressive.
That was impressive.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm proud. I'm his coach. I'm Little Mac's coach.
Yeah. You
Made
know him
me proud.
personally. Yeah.
He's listening to everything you're saying.
I'm very much personally invested in this.
I can tell.
100%. Kept us on our toes. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
They'll be keeping us on our toes. when they
Yeah.
Square off in the
Fifth
fifth
game.
and final round.
I think
No, it's it'll be the fourth.
Fourth and maybe not final round.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're telling
Yeah.
me the match we just watched was the third?
Correct.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am making up fan fictions in my mind about who won.
He just
and
loves
who
Little
lost.
Mac so much. He yeah.
I don't know if you want to be just outly saying that you're making up
No,
fan
but we are
fictions over
excited
here.
for the fourth game. That could potentially be a fifth.
As
You know-
long as Little Mac wins, I will be excited.
So do you
It
think
is
they're
possible.
gonna both keep the characters that they're playing with?
I'm thinking Ness might switch it up,
You think?
but because he has just lost 2 in a row as Ness against Little Mac, and so
Yeah.
I think that might be time for him to change it up, get something new going.
Okay, hear me out.
I'm hearing you out.
We get the player who's playing as Little Mac to change out to Captain Falcon, who I think is the superior character. Not sure. I don't know what everybody feels about that, the actual Smash players, because I don't really play Smash. but I'm fairly certain Captain Falcon's like up that alley.
Well, I was gonna say, who would you pick to go against Little Mac? Or is there no like
I personally don't know. I mean Christian might as a Little Mac player.
if you were Little Mac, who would you not want to go against? Was that who you were just saying, Captain Falcon?
I don't know.
I
Yeah.
think
No,
it-
no, like
I would pick Kirby.
I would pick
You know,
probably somebody who
that's
has a
fair.
parry, because
And
I
we're
want to
going
see a
into
parry
game 4.
versus. Can
Yeah.
you parry a parry?
They chose Ness again.
All right.
okay.
I mean, hopefully they've learned from their mistakes and have decided to come back.
Yeah, true. Maybe they
Win
knew
this one.
where they were
But
going.
next
wrong.
time, not get KO'd off
Yeah.
the map.
Another reason why I don't like Ness is because it's got such a silly recovery. Like shoots a lightning bolt out and it swirls around.
Yep. You have to hit yourself with your own attack to be able to make your recovery, which is not normal for most characters. Though, to be fair, he does have a decently sized jump.
Wow, that was a. I could not have predicted that PK Fire was going to come out there, and he dodged it and then hit him. Very nice. Good footwork.
Oh,
good smash.
okay. High Guy taking an early lead here.
I don't
That's
know if I like
surprising.
Little Mac.
You
He's
don't?
just so aggressive.
He's so aggressive. That's what makes him great.
Yeah.
He's got the
See,
fists of fury.
I will say
Yes.
he's not playing my favorite skin of him, which is the grid line skin.
I will say I don't necessarily like this skin
Thank you.
either.
I do say I like the colors.
Yeah,
I
I
just don't like the I just prefer the grid line skin.
It's a
Yeah,
little.
that sounds
It's a
cool.
little silly. He's in his training outfit, you know, and he's trying to lose some water weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means he's not taking the match seriously. In canon terms of the skin, but
In
and
your
I
own little
also don't
head-
like the
head
grid
cannon.
one. In my head canon, yes. No, but the grid one is also just bad. I think, in my opinion.
Really? You don't
I
like
think
the
it.
grid
I
skin?
think it's
What's
an
your fave?
interesting attempt. It's interesting. I don't think it's good though. I don't really like looking at it when I'm playing as him. And you'd be able to see solid material. You know.
That's. I mean, I get that, but like, it is just one of those things of. I kind of prefer it. Also, Julianne, for reference, this is the grid skin.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't know what it looks
Yeah.
like, but that on top of a
It's wireframe.
like
Yeah, wireframe. That's what I'm just looking for.
crazy background, I feel like that would be way too much.
Well, it's usually like he's usually wearing a hoodie, so it's basically the same thing, but you just
Oh.
like the face is all grid.
Oh, that's I like that.
Yeah,
He wears a hoodie.
he's wearing a hoodie right now.
Well, I meant like with the grid skin.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, hold on. Here's.
I feel like that picture of life. Yeah, it's so different.
Yeah.
But yes, I.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. Missed
He
the
just
KO.
loses KO.
He lost his KO. But they're both up 100 and only 2 stocks.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, it's a very close game.
Oh, just barely made it out of there.
It's small lead, although I feel like he,
Yep, there it
immediately
is.
gonna die.
Wow,
So,
yeah.
ooh,
This is looking like it might go to a game 5.
I'm really open.
Grab your popcorn.
For real.
All right,
Get
let me
some,
drive home real quick.
Get some Jersey mics. Not sponsored.
If Mike has a jersey, is it the Carolina Panthers?
I mean, it has to be.
has to
What else? Who else would it be?
Of course.
Who else
What
would it be?
other jersey?
Oh,
There's no
sorry,
other-
sorry. It would be a Charlotte FC jersey. If it was
True,
a
true,
Charlotte
true,
Panthers.
Okay, there's two options here.
Yeah.
I like Pikachu.
Really? I don't like any sub sandwich plays, and I will say that with my full chest.
Oh!
Wait, no, that's good. That's good. That's
I
good. It's game
blinked
5.
and he
It's
lost.
game 5. We go to a game 5.
Wait, Little Mac was.
Little Mac was up 2.
Yeah?
What?
Or
He
up
was?
1. Yeah.
Oh.
Game 5.
You know what? I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that he couldn't win. He totally had him on the ropes. In fact, he showed us because they were like both one stock, 0%. But see, what he's doing is he's just he lost that game so he can
He wants to play. He wants to get more screen or
give
like
a
he
good
wants to play
show.
more. Yeah.
A
Okay.
jolly good show.
It's
Make it-
working. I'll take it.
Yeah, I am here for it.
I love
Literally on this couch here for it. Keep it
that.
up.
And I'm staying here for it.
Mhm.
That was great.
Unless something
Contractually
tragic
obligated.
happens with Bowser or Yoshi, then yeah, we'll be here.
Right now, you think that's going to be the last of Little Mac?
We
You
have.
think he's going to switch it up?
No, I don't think Little Mac's going to switch it up, but I do
We're
think Ness is
actually
gonna
going to be
switch
switching up the game
Ness just won.
itself,
Okay.
and we're going to the Stew versus Goku Black.
Ah.
Lucina versus Joker. Interesting. So Joker, I don't know about Lucina, I'm pretty sure, but Joker, I know for a fact, is a DLC character from a game called Persona 5. It's
He's not
a game
from
that I
that
have no idea what it's about. I just know that it's a popular game.
It's the 5th game in
Apparently.
the Persona franchise.
I guess so.
I got you covered.
I've also never seen either of these characters, so.
The one on the left, I think, is from Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem, yes.
Yeah. Which is kind of like a top-down RPG.
Yeah, it's a tactical game.
Yeah. It's not one I would necessarily play.
It's not my kind of game, but I do definitely see why people some people would enjoy it. But I do also know that a lot of them are just really good in Super Smash Bros. And also that some people are mad that there's a lot of them.
But yeah, I also had that thought. It's like they have so many Fire Emblem characters, and they're all in Smash. Like,
yeah.
Where are all of my extra Legend of Zelda characters? I mean, I can't really be complaining because we have 3 links, right?
Yeah.
However, where's my little forest?
Where's your Korok?
Korok, yeah, my little forest.
I think that's
Korok.
more of one of those like item helpers like Waluigi.
Sorry, well, demoted to Waluigi status.
Well, to be fair, a Korok isn't full game status.
Okay, what about the Mask Boy from Majora's Mask? That's right, I left it speechless.
Sorry?
I said, what about the Mask Boy from Majora's Mask?
I think he's actually already item character in this game. I'm 99% sure.
Oh yeah. What about the Sword Lady, who lives in the sword in Skyward Sword? I think she's. But yeah,
It's like the spirit of the sword or whatever.
Okay.
I think no, I'm 9. She's in. She is in the game, but not. But I believe as either an item or like an item character or as part of one of their like final Smash moves.
All right, well we're basically even here. Never mind.
It's looking. No, it is looking very evenly placed, but it is game 1.
Yeah.
Just testing the water stream. What is that guardian?
It's I don't know what it's called, but I think it's like a demon of some kind. Also, yikes, up 112%. Both on their last stock.
That happened pretty quick.
Yeah.
This is not looking good. But you know, we have seen
True.
Little Mac come back, so maybe Goku Black can. Ooh, the edge guarding did not work there. So Julianne, who like if you didn't play Kirby
Yeah.
and you didn't play Inkling,
Yeah.
who would you play? Also, congrats. Ooh.
And my answer is not going to be a very logical one because I now know that it's not the best strategy to have in the game. But Donkey Kong, because to me, seems like the biggest, the strongest, can just like. Actually, no, maybe Little Mac.
Really? I've
Yeah,
convinced
maybe.
you of
Okay.
Little Mac.
Maybe, but Little Mac seems difficult to like figure out how to be good at
I think
or be good
you'll
with.
figure out his special moves pretty simple or quickly. They're pretty simple. However, being good at it,
Yeah.
I think is going to be a very big challenge.
Yeah. So maybe stick with Donkey Kong. Maybe I'll
I don't understand why you would pick Donkey Kong, even after I just told you that's what my cousin plays, and that's like the bane of my existence.
No, that's why I'm picking.
That's why.
That's fair.
No, I mean, again, because the way I play is just like hit, 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 hit. So I
Yeah.
feel like that makes the most.
Donkey Kong does hit.
You know.
All right. Well, I will
Is that
say this is our goodbye for a bit, as we are going to the game with the actual Smash casters
All right.
taking us in. So
Goes
goodbye.
back to us.
Thank you very much, everybody. Fantastic stuff as we're back into this, which we left off on. And I'll be honest, last
Whoa.
time we saw these guys, they weren't doing so hot, and then all of a sudden, what happened while we were gone?
Okay.
This is a major turn of events for this guy.
A lot happened, being especially that we need to update the overlay. This is game 5. There we go. Both players
Oh
have
my.
2 wins right now. So, yeah, our Ness started out incredibly, and then something in Little Mac was awakened. Just started making these gargantuan comebacks, getting back in the game, has taken the stock back off of Ness, and suddenly we're back to even. The comeback ability out of this Little Mac is something incredible.
And using the yo-yo as a little punching bag right there, I enjoy how I'm seeing Soul play this retreating game, and yet every time you retreat, that's an opportunity for Daniel to close the distance, an opportunity to get a hit in. At 25% already, one more hit, and Daniel's going to have KO punch, and that will kill instantly.
Oh, that's a great neutral B there, right into Lil Mac, as he loves to take flight to land back on the platform, but allowing for that PK ability to get there, as well as the PK fire. There goes the thunder, utilizing every element, including the back air, to take Little Mac down to potentially his last stock ever.
Tournament stock, and Daniel's gotta make it count. Uses the super armor to get around that combo and hits them out of their double jump. Soul right here is without resources, but they get back to stage. Daniel doesn't capitalize. And overall, just trying to catch Soul on these landings, because that's the problem with being floaty. You can linger in the air a lot, but when you come down, it's awfully vulnerable.
Oh, you don't want to be in situations like that, especially with the third side air. And now the yo-yo's back out to play. It's not going to be needed. Sling it around, do a little trick, do a dance, because you earned it. That's the win. The Ness moves on.
What a dichotomy.
Hi, Co.
Hi. And we're back. As that right there is probably, like, Ness is the aerial character. He loves to use that short hop macro to just throw out every single button in the book. Meanwhile, Little Mac is grounded on the ground. You get him off the ground, he is done for. And so the fact that that went to game 5, such a clash of opposites, is exactly why Smash Ultimate is such an entertaining game to watch.
It can be. It really can be. We were just hearing from Julian and Co about how there's so many swordsmen out there. Well, hey, we got a fighter, and then we got Ness. So definitely the extremities of what you can choose as a fighter for Smash Ultimate being magnified during this tournament, during this awesome North Carolina high school tournament here for VESL. We're coming down to the final matches here. That, of course, was the final game there. I believe it was Soul on the Ness is going to move on. So congratulations to them. But we also have another match going on simultaneously. We saw game 1 already done there, where I believe it seemed like a strong win for the Fire Emblem character, but I'm gonna lean on you,
Lucina.
Miles. Lucina, that's who you were talking about with
so
Marth.
Lucina is Marth's counterpart,
Yes.
where instead of having all the damage concentrated at the edge of the sword, it's evenly distributed throughout, which gives her a level of consistency that in a game as inconsistent as Smash Ultimate makes her far more viable, especially because you know if you get a hit at this percent, it's going to lead to this. There is no variability on spacing and timing and whatsoever, and while she doesn't have the same raw kill power, we have established throughout the day, it's not all about that kill power. It's about setting up into the moves that will finish them off. And the main thing you're going to watch out for with Lucina is A, her ledge guarding. She's going to keep them from ever getting to the ledge. And B, she can set up a tech chase with down tilt, knocking them onto the ground and forcing them to either tech in place, tech away, or tech towards her. Either way, she can cover it if she can force you, not quite a 50-50, but a 33-33-33-33.
Yeah, the old rock paper scissors that we were talking about earlier, the 1 2 3. What are you gonna choose against Lucina? We'll see. I like the fact as well it's a Fire Emblem character versus a Persona 5 character. Two like turn-based games clashing into each other here. So we'll see. I mean, Lucina definitely appeared to have the upper hand. May definitely be utilizing those ledge guarding tactics as well as everything else you're describing, Miles. But something's gonna need to change here if we're gonna see another game 5, because we were dealt a beauty of a game 5 during that last one. I think that's our first and could have been only of the day. We'll get Goku Black back on the stage though, but no Lucina this time.
Ooh, and not going from the back air there is fascinating, because Chrom, he is a monster on the stage. He is the same moves as Roy, except arguably more destructive in some circumstances. The problem is he has the same recovery as Ike, which if you remember when we saw Ike on screen,
many SDs.
could be a little scary.
Yeah, that didn't work out too well for them. Then again, we have Dark Pit on the stage as well, or is that just Pit in the black?
That is Dark Pit.
Okay, yeah, so Dark Pit also out here, an agile fighter who, for some reason, is prioritizing being under the stage. At many points, is just deciding to go way, way down, and they'll work their way back up. They're in the lead with a stock gone off Chrom.
See, the last thing you want to do as Chrom is use that up B, because it leaves you open to a punish, even though we didn't see Goku Black get one that time. So we're going to see a lot of air dodge at the stage, and they're dead.
Whoa.
And that's why they're
said
lingering
it.
under the stage. Because if they sit there, they can be ready to follow up on the kill.
Yeah, they're almost like baiting in this Chrom to get off the edge into a position where they'll be so vulnerable. You're seeing that pay off here. Goku Black might just take this to a game 5. Heck, if the momentum shift is gargantuan enough, we'll see just a game 4 here. Struggling is Thestu to get back on the stage. Finally there, though, and taking center stage and wailing away at Pit.
Thestu now trying to set up for Chrom's infamous ledge trapping. Hits them straight out of the side B. If that was a frame later, he would have hit the super armor, but no. Perfect timing from Thestu right there, looking to make this comeback. Again, Chrom is a monster when he's actually on the stage, so if he can hold this advantage for the rest of this match, then Goku Black, their ability to ledge trap them is going to be null and void, but he throws them off stage.
Ooh, this is so close. That's a good grab and back throw there for the Dark Pit. Got to recover here. Just barely makes it up there for Thestu. Of course, Goku Black having much less trouble getting back to the ledge. However, way more difficulty getting around Thestu, who continues to jab at that outer edge. Dark Pit gets to the center, but just gets blasted away again. The arrow puts Chrom away for only a moment. They're right back at the ledge, and those platforms being taken advantage of by the Dark Pit. Gets above it, back to the center stage, trying to get an attack to land. Dodges near Chrom, does the air dodge, and finally gets hit back again. Oh, this is dangerous now for Thestu, who's trying to recover.
Goku Black goes all the way above them, and finally that side B will land the kill. How many times, Pyro? How many times did we see that side B get forward smash, but not the last time, not when it counted? 1-1 scoreline. You were asking for a game 5, and this is how it starts.
It does. I mean, it takes a lot of gall to go for that side B after it has been countered so many times. But hey, if you believe in something, then keep at it. Consistency can be key. And eventually it did strike. So that was a little bit odd, Miles, because we saw not one fighter change, but 2. And so that leaves me completely in the dark as to who we're going to see on stage 3. Because was Dark Pit's effort confident enough for you, Miles, to stay on that fighter?
I feel like, especially in that matchup, we saw Goku Black understand the game plan of Dark Pit. You want to use your ability to maneuver off stage to okay? These are not the same people. For a second there, I was completely flummoxed. But we got a new matchup coming on in. It's going to be Yoshi versus Sora right here. 2 very aerial-based, very floaty characters doing battle on the main stage.
I like it. Pokemon Stadium, my favorite map outside of the classic FD. It just has that aura to it, man. That's just infectious. And Yoshi, big fan of the all-arounder as well. Look at the down A into the side. Everything working here for Yoshi. Is air dodging out to the extremities of the map there. That was a little bit scary there as Sora trying to get some damage going with that Keyblade.
Yoshi is one of those characters who was kind of like always considered to be kind of good, but in the later stage of Smash Ultimate's meta, Yoshi has turned into a monster who some people in Japan think might be the best character in the game, which I don't think they're right, but they love to say it because he just puts on non-stop pressure. And sure, he takes damage when he gets counter hits, but if you're doing more damage to your opponent than they are to you, does it really matter that you're taking bits of damage here or there if none of their attacks really work on you because of your frame 1 combo breaker? Right here, we're seeing exactly why. Sora, who is well known for being able to use Nair to set up into Imagination, can't get any combos. It's all stray hits on this Yoshi.
Yeah, the combos aren't working. They're trying to use all that, like, freeze, fire, and thunder all to work for them. It seems like sometimes they're just using them so that they can shift into the thunder. But not even the thunder really lands. It's normally that Keyblade that gets Yoshi off the stage. But the recovery, very strong so far for Yoshi. That fireball hitting them, but the down B, almost into the kill. Eggs are flying. It's pushing Roy off the stage. Yoshi not minding at all. Taking center stage, awaiting Sora's next attack. Little egg here, little egg there. The freeze to the thunder. No thunder here. Just Yoshi holding the edge. But allowing Sora again and again to get to the platform. I mean, explain that to me, Miles. Every time Sora is recovering, Yoshi just holds to the center stage.
I mean, at 153%, Yoshi's main strength is that he can double jump out of combos and have super armor. But if your percentage is too high, that'll get broken. So with that defensive tool gone, Axu elected to play the range game. But as you can see, it didn't work out too well because even at the low percents, this time we saw AJ get some massive damage, 82% and climbing.
Climbing indeed. Finally Sora using that thunder again on the recovery. So this time Axu trying to close that gap, but again it's not working out. Sora has so many capabilities at their fingertips that all of them appear to be the antidote into a high-flying Yoshi, and it continues to be so. Racking up the combinations is AJ. Woo-hoo, taking no damage off of this. This is domination.
This is kind of brutal. Sora is beating Yoshi where he functions best, and even with that up smash, you're still getting to the percent where Yoshi's defining trait, his double jump armor, is not really a factor anymore. Your foot left trying to avoid any hits, and that exceedingly powerful forward smash from the Keyblade user himself is going to take down Axu and put AJ up 1-0 in this set.
I'm so impressed by that from AJ because that down B, it lets out those little stars that allow for some range, allow for some cushion to not get punished off of it, but still, that long Keyblade stroke allowed for the delivering blow, and I just love that. It shows the knowledge that AJ has from that Sora and the range of motion that Keyblade can offer. So yeah, I loved AJ on the Sora. Seemed to be utilizing all the capabilities that were offered. I love the use of the thunder, recovering back onto the ledge, always kind of getting rid of the ice and then going for a fireball just to have some range of attack, keeping that Yoshi at bay even when they want to stay away and throw their eggs.
Yeah, and you were talking about using all of those tools. I felt a definite shift towards the latter half of that match where we saw a lot of the magic early on as AJ is feeling out Axu, trying to get a feel for where they're moving, how they're doing it. And sure, it felt like AJ wasn't getting a ton of mileage, but they were getting information. So as soon as they started scrapping, they were able to use their disjoint, use their sword, and get to the fight as we're seeing a return to the Lucina for Thestu back in the other match, but Goku Black is on to the Sephiroth.
I mean, you know, I hear that no Smash has just one main, right? But Goku Black, how many do you have? Just out of curiosity, because we have not seen a single mainstay, always character switching here from Goku Black. But you know what, Miles? It keeps things exciting.
It certainly does, as this is a matchup I know very well. This is me and my best friend's matchup all the time, and what you've got to be looking out for is the fact that Lucina doesn't really get a ton of her signature edge guarding against Sephiroth unless she can catch him with the counter. If you can get to the edge and counter that move right there, you can do massive damage to Sephiroth, but it's a race against time to get there.
Yeah, it's clearly a challenge as well, because Lucina falling victim to what Sephiroth has to offer here, keeping them damaged up here. And wow, tons of range on the Sephiroth as well. You can see Lucina trying to close that gap, trying to get the sword to lay on some damage, but struggling to get around the range of the sword. Does so well though on the forward smash, gets around them, hits the back air, and then finishes them off.
I like the willingness to go for that up B, but while that is an incredibly powerful tool, you can see Thestu starting to catch on to it. You've got to be a little bit more unpredictable with it. Catch Thestu when they're trying to do something else, because it is a great burst tool, but if it's telegraphed, then Thestu is going to get a punish. I'm expecting the next time we see it, if it's not properly set up, then Thestu is going to get huge damage off of it, but for the time being, Goku Black holds the lead, catches a spot dodge on the platform.
This is still one of the most interesting maps that we could allow for, because these platforms, how they shift determines so much, and Sephiroth continues to react to it well. However, speaking of reactions, Thestu again and again denying the recovery of Goku.
And now, with an even game, the Nair will open things up. Up special straight into the center of stage again, but the counter turns things around. 32% on that, by the way. That's how much you get for hitting Sephiroth when he does not want to play.
Pays off. And from 82 to 99, Goku Black will go. Climbing back to the ledge. Trying to get one of these F-airs to work, but oh no, maybe not.
The
Able
counter?
to make it back. There it is, indeed, the counter. You know the interactions so well, Miles. And you called it. Thestu for the game advantage.
That's the thing about hitting Sephiroth far off stage. Normally, he can vary whether he uses the short up B or the long up B. The long up B is the one that Lucina can counter. But if you hit him that far off stage with a stray back air in center, you could tell Thestu knew exactly what they were going for. Just walked over, did not run, walked confidently over to the ledge and pressed down B. You win the game.
Miles, why do I feel like you're the Lucina in you and your best friend's matchup?
I mean, listen. I like the consistency, okay?
Yeah, hey, I'm just getting a hunch, that's all. Yeah. No, but it was
I know,
because
like
you
I
called
said,
it
I know
out.
the matchup
Yeah.
very well. And Sephiroth, listen, he's got some sauce. But at the end of the day, I don't think we're going to see it from Goku Black again, mostly because he's used a different character every single time.
Yeah, and we should probably keep seeing that, but we will have no switch-ups here in this matchup between AJ and Axu. Still, we have that Sora versus Yoshi, and you discussed, Miles, how the Sora of AJ sort of downloaded Axu, was gathering information as the match went on. We'll see if that shifts into even more momentum for AJ as we get into the second stage.
Yeah, you see Axu, or AJ rather, beating Axu in all of these air-to-airs and going for these Nair loops. That's a true combo, by the way. Just up, down, stacking up the percent with every single thwop of that Keyblade.
And it's really doing work right now. Takes the Yoshi over 100 as Axu just taking in the pain and trying to get some up attack to work there as AJ was resting on that platform, but not for long. AJ stays in motion almost at every second. Hold on, the booming of the boot is demolishing AJ right now. He can't get down on the platform. This is a problem here, being pretty much juggled. I mean, he lands on the platform, but he just gets hit in the air again and again. And suddenly, Axu taking advantage of this moment. Okay, a little bit of an egg toss there between the players.
just a face-off, because neither one wants to be the one to approach, because oftentimes it's the one who's approaching who's getting hit. But when one of them, AJ, has the disjoint, they're winning out on these interactions a lot of the time. Yoshi, he's got to fight with his big old noggin. AJ can put a big pole between them.
Wow. Sora getting back to the stage there. Eating up some of the egg attacks, but every combo here is going to count for Sora here. As many damage as they can get will be helpful. Back to the stage. Dodging eggs. Back to the platform, but as I said, always in motion is AJ, and that down B gets punished every single time. Axie has to be so careful when they decide to go for that attack.
Yes, they do. Drifting down, doesn't tech on the platform, intelligent, just avoiding that situation altogether. Gets popped up by the Blizzaga. Now, opportunity right here. Anytime we see Axie above AJ, I get a little nervous, Pyro, I can't lie, but the landing back air will even up the stock count.
Back air is really strong in that situation, of course, with the high damage count of AJ, but I get nervous too. Axie, you know, he doesn't want to down B anymore, so he's just looking for even more creative ways to get down to that final platform. How about the down A? I like it. Right under the boots, scurrying beneath is the Sora, who just can't land this blow onto the second stock, and it's really helping for Axie's chances here. Oh, it doesn't land that down B. Back on the platform. Now it is AJ above, but immediately plummets down and kicks Axie back up.
Up air, incredibly strong kill move, especially on that top platform. You don't want to be caught landing there, because think about it, you're already off the ground. If you get hit, you're just going to go even further up. As right here, a clean 2-stock lead, but Axie now has the upper hand, has the low ground, which is the opposite of what you'd usually think, but it is really working out for whoever is grounded in this battle between these two aerial-based characters.
Really is. Sora from right to left, lunging across, getting those attacks to go. Uh-oh, here's danger. Axie plummets back down, gets the shield. There's the back air, turns around and gets swiped by the Keyblade, and he's mixing up some downers into some B downs. I like it. The combination, not really getting the attack to go, but is keeping them out of the range of some of these attacks. Wow, and AJ just going straight for Axie, just not air dodging, not pausing on the platform, ever focused on the immediate attack to Axie.
Pyraga laying on some ranged pressure, and right here, Axie, we talked about it, the high percents. Yoshi's main clutch tool is gone, and it gets scooped up into that shining up smash. The very tip of that point is going to be it, as the little flash of that Yoshi will signify that AJ has taken another point.
AJ does indeed. A little flash there, and you had to flash around a lot. If you were the Yoshi, it was like you turn from one side to the other and you're in danger once again. It was dead ends everywhere. On that final sequence, there was the thunderbolts that Yoshi had to air dodge out of, but then all of a sudden you're in your egg trying to hide for a second, and you're coming out of the shell, and that Keyblade swinging right in your face. So I feel like AJ was very decisive in their mannerisms in game number 1, but this time around, like, foot on the pedal, not on the brake this time around. Just suffocated the Yoshi. And Axie, I mean, we'll see what changes are made when we go back to a game 3. But here, we are in game 4. Surprisingly, Miles, Goku Black still on that pit as we face off against Lucina. Actually, oh, this is back on the pit, I should say.
I don't know if this is a legal stage, but we'll roll with it anyway. Because this stage actually has walls on it. Now you can be knocked through these walls, but only at high percent. So this is going to be a lot more scrappy. What I'm worried about is this takes away one of the things that makes Dark Pit so ridiculously good. Because you can't edge guard on this stage.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, yeah, there's no way to fall off. So this is definitely an interesting scenario here. How high does the damage have to be to break through that blast zone on the side?
It really depends on the strength of the move and the knockback that initially sent them. I think at around 90% is when that side B or a forward smash is going to start knocking people through that.
Okay. because we're getting
As
there.
yeah, we're getting there. Do you see how every time they get knocked against that wall, there it is, you break through it, and then you get the kill right there, and right back at it. Even game on both sides.
Wow. All right. Well, that's the name of the game. Break through, or at least have your opponent do so. And rack up that damage as you can. It's so bizarre for me to see Dark Pit like not flying through the air 100 or 100% of the time, you know, and willfully going to the bottom of the entire world just to sky back up. Instead, they're forced on the ground game.
Yes, Goku Black gets around that down air using this shield a lot, but you got to remember Lucina's got a shield breaker too, even though we have not seen it at all from Festu. As another tech chase. These side Bs are Goku Black's bread and butter, but I don't quite get the ability to use it right then and there. The super armor will not save them, as you got to remember there is no ceiling on the top. If you kill someone off the top, they will just die.
Oh god. That's nice and terrifying if you're getting to damage counts that both of these players are above 100. Lucina coming straight in for that grab and back throw, and now swiping the sword, dodging that attack, coming around, gets a good one onto the Dark Pit, somehow still alive here, bouncing off the walls and surviving as they can. But man, that over B is just not working out whatsoever for Goku Black. Puts them in terrible scenarios.
And now Sting right by the side.
Okay.
Gentleman's pause right now. Standoff. Goku Black sees the opportunity, sees 120% on them, but it looks like Festu is back into it. Using the signature jump around to indicate that you're back at your controller.
Nice.
Non-verbal communication, very important in a game like Smash Brothers. As are we gaming? Are we vibing? We are not gaming. Okay, we're back into it, and the forward smash will even up the stock count.
Yeah, it was like, Festu was pausing, then Goku Black was like, okay, we can pause. Oh, wait, I'm being hit? Okay, goodbye. Down to one stock to each of you. Festu seems determined as ever to finish the job. Almost had Dark Pit in a terrible situation, and back there they are. Go, old Dark Pit, you've got to get out of that location there. That is the danger zone indeed. The damage needs to be racked up. Goku Black. This could be the tournament life here on 130.
Indeed, as Goku Black is fighting for it all right here. And listen, you can tech on that wall when you get hit. There is much more survivability going through this. But look at that. That's very red indeed. And that back air will send you clean through. That's going to be it. Goku Black goes down in more ways than one, because I don't think that was tournament legal. And that will be a 3-1 win by Festu.
That's like, you'd think that the quickest way to lose is to SD 3 times, but apparently it's just not choosing a legal map. So the double loss for Goku Black to see their way out. We did see the excitement of the Dark Pit get that one stage win for Goku Black, but we are not going to see it this time around for the match win. So a fun match to witness, though, I will say, Miles. I haven't been a commoner of that stage, so it was exciting to witness.
It's a very interesting stage. It's one of the more interesting ones they've ever made, just because of the way the walls function. I mean, they've never done that before. But unfortunately, not in this tournament, as we are going to be heading back to I don't know what characters they're gonna be playing. I would think the Sora and the Yoshi, but this Yoshi has been struggling to get hit in, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this might be the last match we have slated. So this is the last opportunity on screen for Axu to get a win on the board.
Yeah, it should be the last match. This should be the last chance here for Axu, or they will face tournament death. As we see these players still trading blows here. Axu with the back air into the up air and combining just about everything they've got here. Back throw again there for Sora. And the grabs are really prioritized in this matchup. I do feel like this particular stage, Miles, did not favor the Yoshi tremendously. It felt like every time they were in the air, it was a struggle to get back to the main platform. But so far, pretty even-handed.
Theoretically, Yoshi does well on this stage because you force the opponent to tech on the platform, and then you can cover the entire platform with your down air. The problem is, they haven't been able to force AJ to do that, because every time they get in boxing range, sure, you do a little bit of damage to AJ, but then AJ knocks you away, and you're the one who's trying to land through these platforms.
Yeah, it's tough here. Ooh, down B's, not going to result in being punished here. For Axio, air dodge back to the ground, but getting grabbed. I mean, I think AJ's very keen to where Axie's putting themselves in troubling situations, but these eggs definitely going to help get Sora off the stage, and okay, yep, back up there, underutilized. Sora's making me nervous here, but AJ, very familiar with how to recover back up to the stage, and taking center once again.
Thundaga catches them out, no double jump armor through that, have to save it for landing down, but Yoshi has no double jump, and you know that down B is going to be punished this far into the game. AJ is starting to run away with this. This chance of a reverse sweep is getting slimmer and slimmer every second, Pyro.
Yeah, there's going to be at least a stock takedown and some additional damage here for Axio if they want to hope to stay alive in this tournament. And, oh, that would be the absolute opposite of what I was calling for. So now we're not only seeing a potential victory, quick sweep here for AJ, but also a 3-stock, potentially. We'll see how confident Sora is here.
You see AJ slowing it down, waiting for Axio to slip up, waiting for them to give them the opportunity to get these big punishes. These nairs comboing, sending them back up, because when you hit someone in the air, you give them the opportunity to mess up when they land.
Oh, there it is, the 3-stock. I don't know if we've seen it today. I can't remember at this point, but AJ, congratulations. 3-0 on the series, and a clean way to put them away, Miles.
Yes, it is. Fantastic play from AJ all around. A little bit shaky towards the beginning of game 1, which is a harsh criticism to levy, if I'm being honest. Right. Because they immediately got the edge on how Axio wanted to move, and then they just kept putting them in the same situation over and over again, pop them all the way up, and force them to find a way down through this maze of platforms. And Axio, theoretically, again, had an advantage on those stages, but it was always to their detriment. They never got to use that advantage they wanted to go to Battlefield for.
Yeah, I think that I would have liked to see an FD there on the last stage, just so we didn't see almost a repeat, except even worse for Axio on that stage, because I just wanted to see more maybe down B's hit or more aerial attacks happen. But as soon as you try to get those aerial attacks to work, you're landing on the platform instead of coming down onto your opponent that you're hoping to do. There's or at least there's less avenues to make that work. So it does sound like we are still going to be able to hear from our friends over there in the IRL stage. Is that true, Miles? Or are we going to our next match of Jacob and Fox?
It does look like we're going to just head over to our friends on the couch real quick, let them close things up, and then we have one last best of 5 to close out the night. So there is still more Smash Brothers after this, but first, a little bit of a words from our Eyes in the Skies, our friends on the couch. Take it away, guys.
All right, what a game.
Wow.
To be honest, you know, Yoshi's on my side of the couch. I was hoping he would win. He's on my team. He was repping for me. But it didn't work, and he's ashamed.
Doesn't always work. Still,
Unfortunate.
interesting game. All of them for the night. Interesting game. Clearly taught me I got to go home and practice some Smash. So
and
without
also,
Kirby, maybe switch it up.
Read up on your Kingdom Hearts.
I do need to read up on my Kingdom Hearts as well.
Yep. You've played the games,
I know.
but you forgot that was the main character in Kingdom Hearts.
I know. I'm
It
a
is
fraud,
also
but
like
I have played it.
It is also one of the gaming's most convoluted stories ever done.
Yeah.
Because there's like 50
Thank you,
games
Zach.
and none of them match with each other,
No.
but somehow they do.
The only thing I know about it is there's like a screenshot thrown around online of like that character standing in front of Goofy, and I think it's the funniest picture.
Also,
I haven't seen that picture. But
we have our next game starting, so
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us,
Yeah.
Miko,
Julianne, Pickle Jules.
and we might
Yeah.
see you again here on
Getting
the
to it.
VESL channel.
All right. Bye, guys.
all right, back to our casters.
Went over scheduled.
All right.
And we are back into the last match of the night, and this is, well, an explosive one if I've ever seen one. Mewtwo, the glass cannon, since all the way in melee versus Pyra Mythra. Versatile as can be, and extremely deadly when they're in that fire form.
Oh God, yeah, this is wow. The lightness of Mewtwo. I just feel like they're a missile ready to getting launched out of a rocket. But hey, I want to be surprised as well. So maybe Fox or Cool will show us something else. I do also want to give a shout out to Co and Julianne. It was great hearing from them today. I believe that's the last time we'll see them on the broadcast. So shout out to you guys. Thanks so much for keeping things exciting here tonight.
Certainly. Made sure the entertainment rolled all night long, just like how that Shadow Ball rolled right through Jacob's defenses. This Shadow Ball, it's crazy because it's a combo starter, it's a combo finisher, and if you throw it out randomly, you might just get a kill with it. It is an exceedingly powerful projectile, which is why I call him a glass cannon, because you just saw a dash attack right there, killed him at 90.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I worry about this face-up as well, but at the same time, after a full stock, we're even again. Speaking of that ball, though, I like it when it's charged up here for Foxes or Cool. Just because it's a threat. It's a threat for your opponent to always worry about. It can be unleashed at any time. And honestly, I really think the threat is often more valuable than the ball itself. However, that is 2 for 2, Miles.
And a very interesting thing is happening where Foxes Are Cool will put Jacob 434 off stage, and Pyra Mythra is not known for being an incredible offstage character, and then running to the other side of the stage to charge up their Shadow Ball, which, on the first glance, I'll be honest, it doesn't seem like an amazing strategy, but what it's doing is it forces Jacob 434 to traverse the entire stage before they get to fight Foxes Are Cool again.
Yeah, and that traversal is biting Jacob 434 in the butt right now and in the back here. Jacob 434 getting flown out by this Mewtwo. And that's going to be another attack. The ball charged up once again, swiping the wrong way, but then changing direction right in time is Jacob. As they do get a shot back on the Foxes Are Cool, but Mewtwo is feeling engaged. Will they complete the action with the ball? No. Up B gonna take down the Mewtwo as, wow, Jacob 434, a lot of work to do, but the work's getting started.
Using that teleport right there to get out of dodge and punishes that forward smash hard. Like I said, that Shadow Ball will kill you like nothing else, as it's gonna be Foxes Are Cool who take the first match. And here is the thing, Pyro. Pyra Mythra is 2 characters, Pyra and
Didn't see
Mythra.
Mythra.
And Mythra is one of the best characters in the game for dealing with zoners, which is exactly how Foxes Are Cool was playing that matchup. Now, I understand sometimes you got a character preference, but in situations like that, you gotta wonder if there is a chance that Mythra can come out in future games.
I'm not even allowing character preference when you have a fighter preference and your fighter is Pyra Mythra. Okay, we gotta see both. I'm hearing it. I'm hearing what you're saying, Miles. I'm smelling what you're stepping in. Is that we've got to see the switch up. We've got to see the transfer. No, I don't know exactly what you're stepping in, to be clear. But I want to see the Mythra on the next stage. Maybe we were just getting the teaser there, Miles. It was a, yeah. I don't know.
Now, if they do elect to stay on the pure Pyra, what they have to do is find a way to close that distance slowly. Because we saw Foxes Are Cool run to the other side of the stage, giving up stage control, which we have harped on as one of the most important things. So they give it up.
Yeah.
Now, you do not need to rush. You control the whole stage if you are Jacob434. So what I want to do, see in the future, is Pyra is a slow character, so play her slow. Approach Foxes Are Cool slowly. Force them to come out of the corner or chase them into the corner at your own pace. Do not rush headlong into a Shadow Ball, because otherwise Foxes Are Cool gets exactly what they want. And not just Foxes.
Yeah, and it's not like that Shadow Ball is anything to have to rush into an attack for. That's a slow moving thing, you know? As much as we want to talk about the Shadow Ball, it's not something we're gonna see. We'll see instead a return of that Incineroar. Oh, how deadly they were the last time we saw them, Miles.
And this is a very thematic matchup too. Both of these characters play in a very fundamentally similar way. The difference is Incineroar has revenge, Pyra has a sword. They both have the same archetype, but different ways of going about it. And we'll see which one wins out right here and now.
Okay. And I think, I don't know, I'm afraid to say it, but I feel like this may just favor Jacob434 in that they don't have to cut out the distance of Mewtwo. Okay. I shouldn't have said anything. Foxes are cool. Still feeling good.
Yeah, you gotta remember, Foxes is cool. Didn't win that last game by accident. Very strategic approach to how they play this game, how they force their opponent to interact with them. And going for these excessive prominence revolts, these up Bs, is going to leave you open to heavier punishes, which is, I think, why this switch came out. They saw so many opportunities to punish, and they're like, well, I'll just pick a character who only needs to hit them really hard a few times to KO.
Yeah, and that's definitely happening. I think you're also speaking to the vigilance that Foxes Are Cool has. It feels like every attack is predicated on what Jacob434 is doing, whereas Jacob434, they just have an attack in mind that they want to do no matter really what Foxes Are Cool may bring about. It's that shield against the attacks of Jacob434 and then the transition into the punish that Foxes Are Cool has prioritized so often. Now the shield not working out in every regard as they have trouble dodging that singular attack, but there it is once again. Eats up the attack and gives it right back.
And in these scramble situations, when both players are seconds away from killing each other, they just need to hit the right button. We're seeing Foxes Are Cool come out on top, a much leveler head, dropping shield forward smashing to get that last stock right here. But now we're seeing the opposite, where only one player is looking to finish off the stock. So we'll see how Jacob434 ends up electing to do this. A lot of forward tilts, a lot of safer moves right here, trying not to put themselves at too much risk.
Still always risky though. You're up against this Incineroar. That was almost the KO that Jacob434 needed, but still struggling to get it. There's the grab right out of it. Back into the swipe. Gets them that kill. Jacob434 running for their life afterwards to get that cooldown of invincibility finished.
And I don't think I see a jump right there on Jacob434. They didn't have one! They were banking on that jump to get back to stage, but they got called out. They tried to jump back to stage, and they got hit out of the first 3 frames of their jump, so they didn't have that resource. Oh, and that...
Painful.
Yeah, it hurts when it's clear the player doesn't know. It's like when someone runs off a cliff in Looney Tunes, and they just kind of hang there for a second. You know they're going to fall, but do they?
Yeah, it's inevitable, it seems. And you kind of mentioned how the Incineroar transfer was almost because, like, they saw the opportunities to punish so many times. Might as well do a fighter that actually does it. And we saw it so often in this second stage. I mean, for this character that Jacob434 is playing, not being baited into those moments is going to be I don't know if it's a win condition, it's a not lose condition, because that has been the thing that has bit them in the butt all series long. There's got to be that presence of mind to shift. There's got to be the adjustment made, Miles, because right now we are playing the Incineroar's game. Can't remember their name for some reason.
Yeah, we talked about seeing a shift in characters, and you know, at this point I've accepted we're not seeing the Mythra, but we were seeing a shift in play style where it wasn't just up B, prominence revolt, prominence revolt, prominence revolt, because they were using a lot of tilts. forward tilt, down tilt, setting up for combos. I'd love to see more down air as well. That move is infamously broken because that sets up straight into an up smash, straight up into an up air, and it's such a big landing hitbox, it might as well be a neutral air. I would love to see more of those. If you're going to be going for those big hitting moves, might as well use one that can lead into a kill.
You're spitting facts, Miles. I mean, what is this? Just a podcast of Miles facts? Like, is that what we're sitting on right now? I think that you're saying it how it needs to be said right now. There's so many reasons to choose this fighter, so let's see those reasons take the stage here in game number 3. And at this point, I mean, no matter what game you're playing in esports, if your back's against the wall, if you have to reverse sweep, right? If you're on the brink of getting swept, lose because you gave it your all, not because you were guarded anymore, not because you were second guessing, because you were hesitating. Give everything you have at this point for Jacob434 against Foxes, because that's the honorable way to go out if that's going to be the result.
And that's what I want to hear. We saw that. I don't think that was an SD right there at the end. Okay, Robin coming out here. Now, this is a character that is... It's going to be unintuitive, I'll be honest. Robin is a complicated character to deal with. But the main thing is, she is going to throw out that arc fire a lot. Puts out a lot of damage. And when you see that lightning sword online, it's going to do a lot more damage.
Oh boy, I'm ready to see it. Show me the lightning sword from Robin. For now, we're taking that book out and we're sending the fireballs again and again. And oh, we get it! We're seeing the Mythra. It's here.
No way. Pressuring using a zoning tool, but the problem is it leaves you open to a major punish at the end, and straight up as a massive like key blast that can cover the entire stage. So if you're landing from your up B, there is no safe place. Now this is the way Pyra Mythra is usually played. You get rack up damage on the Mythra, then switch over to the Pyra for the kill. More comfortable on the Pyra, so maybe we'll be seeing that kill come out now.
It's close. Feels like it is. Oh, and there's a chance to punish there, but just missing on that A attack. Swinging that sword once again, though. And you can already see the strategy taking form from Jacob434. They want that rushing A attack to be the one that sends Braun out of the stage, or Foxes Are Cool off the stage. It just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, Foxes Are Cool playing this slow. They've got everything all charged up, and that suspends them in the air, knocks them up, and now with that forward smash, we do see another advantage for Foxes Are Cool.
Down to 65% right now is Foxes Are Cool. I mean, again, we're just back in that zone of, you know, it feels like we're playing Foxes Are Cool's game again and again. Unable to punish on that effort. The shield dodge getting away from every attack of Jacob434. And just staying away from the attacks. Timely shields, not into the outright counter, but getting these responses again and again.
Oh, Prominence Revolt comes out once again. The problem is, if you land on shield with Prominence Revolt, it's so punishable, but slices right through that projectile this time. I do like how Jacob434 is closing the distance. What we saw them trying to do against this Mewtwo as they go for another high attack, but they just don't have the range. They need to go for more overshoot attacks where they're hitting where they know that Foxes Are Cool is going to retreat to.
Retreat or get hit across the stage goes Foxes Are Cool. Positioned outside the stage, but that grab and throw so strong. Jacob434 back on the stage now and gets laser beamed off the stage, trying to return here, but will they just fall into another trap of Foxes Are Cool? Jumping, leaping across, taking center stage, being a victim of the fire, and it feels like we're just on a countdown right now, Miles, of when Jacob434 is gonna lose this second stock, but prevailing nonetheless.
181%. And the more damage you take in Smash, the more knockback you deal. It's a mechanic called Rage. And so, when you get hit with a roll behind forward smash like that, it does mean stocks are going to be even for the time being, but not if you're attacking invincible opponents like that. I'm shocked they made it out there alive. Died to a rapid jab? What? That's a new one for me.
At 181%, anything can happen. And here we are with a full stock advantage. For Foxes are cool. It took what felt like a lifetime for them to lose that first stock, and beating Jacob434 in the air as Foxes are cold there with that aerial attack. Going to control them there, send them up stage, and a ton of up airs as well to try and juggle Pyra, but that's not going to happen. I'm keeping an eye out though, Miles, for that Mythra change, because it seemed to really rack up the damage initially. We just haven't seen it since.
It did, but this is the percent where you want to use Pyra anyway, and I like that use of down air. We are seeing these tools come out, but is it too little too late? This is a new Jacob434. They're finding these hits. They're keeping them in disadvantage. This is the evenest this has ever looked between these two players.
Work on that momentum shift. Make it happen here. Unfortunately, falling perilous to these attacks. Shielding through that as Foxes are cool once again, and oh dear, deals some very mighty damage now to Jacob434. We saw momentum shift in favor of Jacob434, but clearly it has fit very well back into favor for Foxes are cool, still sitting on a 0. And there couldn't be a more dominating effort to complete the series. Foxes are cool on 0% eliminates Jacob.
You would have hoped it was their second win, but ultimately it was their dying gasp. Could not close things out in the end, and it will be Foxes for Foxes are cool. Taking that 3-0 in the end. Very impressive by them on 3 different characters nonetheless, showing their full breadth of skills.
I love it. I love it. I think it also helps because there's 80 plus fighters in this game, Miles. So it's like, you know, not everyone's going to know how to play every single fighter. Great fighters in Smash will, but not every opponent. And you have 200 plus high schoolers signed up for this event. So you can switch it up. You can change it around. And yeah, maybe they're not your absolute #1 best fighter, but they might be a really tough fighter for your opponent to handle. So I love the variety that we did see out of Foxes are cool. And now that we kind of have gotten to our end stage here of day 3 for this VESL qualifiers, Miles, I asked you initially what kind of fighters you wanted to see, what kind of engagements you wanted to witness. Were there any highlights throughout the day that you can reminisce upon and say, yeah, you know what, I'm glad I saw this face-off, or were you still left looking for more?
I mean, obviously the matchup I knew better than anyone, like the back of my hand, that Lucina versus Sephiroth, but yeah. I did like the thematic matchup of that Ness versus Little Mac. It was hype, it was clutch, and it was the battle of opposites. It came out on the side of Ness in the end, but that Little Mac did not make it easy.
And that's what we need to see in these single elimination stages of this long qualifier series for the VESL SSBU tournaments. It has been amazing to witness all these competitors. We started with almost 240, and we're already boiling down to certain qualifiers, where players are going to be playing in their regional lands all throughout the 3 regions. We got Charlotte, Greensboro, and Wilmington. So congratulations to those players who have gotten those qualifying spots tonight, and to the rest that will be competing in the next couple of days. Good luck. More qualifiers on this channel, folks. VESL GG, and the second channel as well, VESL GH, happening around the same time tomorrow and Friday. You got to check out and see everyone else that's qualifying. From myself, Pirate J, and from my friend here, Miles, and from everyone behind the scenes. We had pizza time, we had Julianne, we had Co. From all of us at VESL, folks. We'll see you next time.